is Satan.
Yes, and welcome to Political Trendy Radio, episode 44, for the 27th of November, 2015. You can email me at ellinthemood@gmail.com. Facebook is facebook.com/politicaltrendyradio. Twitter's PTRadio666. Don't forget the ad thing. My name is Elliot, and I'm here with...
I am Jim. I do shit sometimes.
Yes, you do.
I am Eric, and Thanksgiving was crazy.
Yes.
All I did was eat turkey and design an orc cleric from level 1 to level 20.
We ate turkey and other things. We had turkey and ham yesterday.
Right down and call Lisa.
Sorry, my family's here. So if you hear voices in the background, that's them.
That's fine. It's called trailer trash. Which now you are my...
It's called We're on Vacation. That's what it's called. Well, mini vacation.
Yay. So, anyways, in
Yes, you have topics.
England, subculture abuse is classed as a hate crime.
Huh?
Essentially, someone was murdered for being a goth, and now they're saying they put up with abuse starting from name-calling up to physical abuse. And they're trying to pull people's heartstrings to say, you know, goths, metalheads, punks, and all that shit should just be all warm and fuzzy accepted.
That's a far cry from 40 years ago when you walked on the street with, a mohawk and you get beaten up or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, most people wanted that. Back in my day, it was all about rejecting society and its fucking precepts. Now it's all about fucking cuddle hug boxes and fucking bullshit like that.
I should also say to all the viewer watching, I am currently in a secret location in Paso Robles, California.
Yes, and you should have an arsenal with you. At any rate,
I don't.
Hate crimes in fucking England are based off of disability, gender identity, race, ethnicity or nationality, religion, faith or belief, and sexual orientation. So now they're going to throw goth and stoner and shit like that in with the likes of that.
I mean, personally, I didn't really care if anyone said something about me or, I was always, me.
Well, the whole thing is vying for this whole entire life without adversity is making us a weaker species. We need to be challenged. We need to have people fucking slap us in the face occasionally so that we can continue to grow and evolve. All this hug box does is stunt our growth as a species and makes us regress to the point where we're probably going to go extinct and not in a fun, entertaining way.
Yes, not in the nuclear weapons for everyone way.
Well, we might even perish before
Yeah.
asteroid hits our planet. That'd be fun. Though I still want to have the fucking biblical version. I would love it if that was a possibility. Just seeing like unicorns on fire and trolls and dragons breathing fire while angels and demons are shooting each other with laser beams and AK-47s. Throwing an alien apocalypse on top of that, and I would just crack open a beer and say, yep, I'd be happy to go extinct to this shit.
It sounds like could be a good metal rock opera thing. Sounds like something Guar should have done.
Oh, yeah. And now for technical news. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna ask jokingly. Did you guys go out for Black Friday?
Actually, I had to, and it was because my girlfriend's computer fried. So she decided to go out for Black Friday deals at fucking Best Buy. And I wish I had spiked battle armor and fucking gauntlets of steel. Because I'm not able to own a firearm legally, and I don't feel like going through the ghetto to buy one illegally.
That's what I would do. But yeah, how was that? Was it how crowded was it?
It was pretty crowded. We got there like shortly before they closed. Like they were closing at like 2 a.m. So we got there at about like 12:30. And like, you know, there was a lot of fucking people there, but it wasn't the mad bull rush that happens as soon as they open the doors. So like we escaped the worst of it, but it was still fucking bad. I wanted to club so many people for being idiots.
Yeah, it's not as bad as people who like trample themselves, trample each other at
Yeah,
Walmart.
the trampling had already occurred at this point. And they were cleaning up with the aftermath, a few dead bodies.
Nice. I remember somebody had posted something from the Onion as fact. If you hear noise in the background, that's the freeway, right near the freeway.
Woohoo!
Somebody, yeah, right. That's somebody posted on the Onion an Onion article without checking the source. Thousands dead by Black Friday massacre or whatever. They were like, I can't believe it. I'm like, check the source.
I mean, that's one funny thing about the Onion of late is the fact that we have gone so far past the realm of sanity that satire seems to be more acceptable than reality.
All right, sending a link to someone. Yes, I agree. But yeah, hey, it's fun. It's fun when satire is accepted as reality. Now for technical news with Jim.
From the Tech Insider, Silicon Valley tech workers are taking lysergic acid diethylamide to increase their productivity. For most people,
Yay.
it's coffee. For some, Red Bull or Adderall. And for the truly diehard, they're Soylent. But for a growing number of Silicon Valley professionals looking to add that extra productivity edge, the drug of choice is LSD. The practice is called I know. The practice is called microdosing. Users take LSD at roughly a tenth of the normal amount to avoid the drug's mind-bending hallucinogenic effects. Pussies!
Yeah, right. That's great.
And instead,
that would explain.
Go ahead.
That would explain some of the new like iWatches and things. Someone must have been on acid and like, whoa, let's make watches popular again.
Actually, the iWatch thing is based off of the allure of old sci-fi flicks where people would just raise their wrist talking to the wristband. I mean, it's one part James Bond, one part like fucking sci-fi, beam me up Scotty kind of shit. And that's what kind of inspired the thought that we should just put everything into a watch because that would be cool. And it's actually something they experimented with back in the 80s, probably even earlier. But the things were hulkish, like fucking ugly things. And now, with how small microchips have gotten, you can fucking fit one in like a normal old school wristwatch.
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, they're expensive, and I don't. My dad wears watches. I don't get the point of watches.
Well, that's because you can't fucking see. You would have to press a button in order for it to tell you the time.
Yeah, and I hated those.
Yeah. It is 12:36 and 43, 44, 45 seconds.
It never shuts up.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it would be of no real use to you unless they developed a way to put it in your brain and let you process sight with it. But, I think that would fuck with you worse than eating a sheet of acid, being able to see for the first time.
Yeah. No, I've always said to people, would you like to see again? I was like, not really. I mean, this is what I've lived my whole life with.
Yeah, and it's just easier to comprehend the information that comes in as it does. as opposed to adding new information on top of it and not knowing how to process it.
Yep. God, I had points and now I forgot them. Points from the PTR chat that we were talking about. I'm not sorry this show is late. We had truck problems. So, we probably lost all our viewers.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'll continue on this article a little bit.
Yep.
25-year-old Silicon Valley programmer regularly microdoses because it helps improve his sales performance. He says, microdosing has helped me come up with some new designs to explore and new ways of thinking. Try a full dose. See how many new ideas you get then. And that's about it here. It's all about fucking taking a little bit of LSD and fucking enjoying the trip. I say take a lot of it and see how much more you enjoy it.
I say take a lot of it to the point of death, and then take more.
I don't think you would actually die. I mean, yeah. I know you could go on a really, really long trip if you take too much of it. But, the quote-unquote perma trip is kind of a myth, even though I will say that there is a little bit of grounding in reality, because for years I used to crack my back and get flashbacks. That stopped now for the past couple years, but up until a couple years ago, I cracked my back in the right way. It was a good time.
Nice. Okay, so we had an argument. Thanks to little Eric for shedding light on this argument.
Okay.
It was kind of one could say it was an inter-chat war, and I'm only saying that to drum up, to make it sound more important than it was. The Donald Trump thing. I've been kind of blacking out Donald Trump in recent episodes because what's the point? But he made some points, and not him, but his friend made some points. I figure we can just address here. I think you know what I'm talking about.
He is being backed because everyone is a pussy and people are sick and tired of the pussification of Pussifyville. And they just fucking cling on to that shit. They're not really caring the fact he's spouting pure idiocy. I mean, fucking shit. Going out of the way to identify every Muslim in the nation and give them a fucking ID card or something. That's what the fucking Nazis did.
That's what apartheid did. That's what the apartheid did in South Africa with the blacks. You had to wear an ID card.
Okay, I'm kind of curious how that worked with apartheid because I haven't checked it. I know general aspects of it, but I did not know about the ID card from them. How the fuck did that work? Because wasn't it identified on site he's black?
Yeah, but they would have to carry, and that would mean like they could be discriminated against. I know sex between blacks and whites was illegal. I know that you could have your home destroyed, things like that. It was. I mean, for people who think the South was bad, and the South was bad, apartheid was worse.
Mm-hmm. See, the things you just brought up there, I know. It's the ID card thing that takes me aback, because it's like, okay, couldn't you just look at someone and tell if they're black, or were they catering to the blind by having a Braille card saying, I'm black on their chest in Braille?
I'll have to look it up. It's been a while since I studied it, but one of my favorite is the one where he talks about saw videos of Muslims in New Jersey cheering about 9/11, but he can't remember where the video is. But he has the world's greatest memory, so it's true. Even though the media is going, no, it's not.
I mean, there's a lot of things that I've seen that I always try to find a video or article for.
Okay, but
when I can't, I let people call me out on my bullshit, and it's like, oh well. I was wrong.
Jim Daly, Stormer Thompson. I'm never gonna let that go because I just think it's hilarious.
It is fucking hilarious. It's a huge failing of mine. Go ahead and laugh away.
Okay. What's my point? Oh yeah, but my point is people I kind of understood just talking to Scott and talking to you and talking to other people who actually support him. I'm not saying you, Scott, support him, but
Well,
that
I
it's
don't, but I think he's better than the other alternatives on the right. What I'd like to see is Sanders versus Trump as the two main ones, because that would push out all the fucking corporate interest people, even though fucking Trump's head of a corporation. He's not being bought by other corporations. Of course, Sanders is fucking anti-establishment, so I'd like to see that, even though I'm still voting third party.
sorry, I just had to. We're talking about. Yeah, I mean, okay, I'd much rather see Trump president than Carson because, as someone who I can't remember said, if Trump's president, he's going to be basically undermined by all the politicians. He's going to say things, maybe propose things, but the politicians one up him on every move. Carson is someone who has some academic credibility because he is a brain surgeon. I'm not saying that means he's even smart, but he has some weird credibility,
Well, he is
and
intelligent.
he's willing to sell all that out for his faith in fundamentalist Christianity and for really ultra right wing values. Much scarier than Carson. That's my opinion. I mean, I'm sorry, Carson's much scarier than Trump. I haven't had enough beer yet.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, Carson's a fucking nightmare with the fucking whole entire religious thing. And there'd be people grabbing onto that because it's all about grabbing votes.
Yep.
So they'd sign off on that because, oh, well, we got so many Christians in our country. Why don't we pander to them a little bit? And before we know, we're fucking in a fucking inquisition. Then the other
Barry
Republican
Goldwater.
candidates are all 100% corporate.
Barry Goldwater, who's kind of like the father of modern day conservatism, according to some people, he actually said, "Look, you guys are getting in bed with the religious right. Don't do that. It'll damage the cause." Did they listen?
No.
Okay, but anyway, what I was saying about Trump is, like I said, people like the fact that he's willing to say things that and offend people.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like the fact that everything's has to be you know everyone has to get along and nobody can get offended. So people latch on to the whole, oh, he's saying something that they're um, that they're condemning. I should wow, that guy. It, I think a lot of people are unwilling to admit that's the truth. I think a lot of people are unwilling to face facts here. I mean, I know it's true. I think it's idiotic, and I'd much rather support something like Guar, who offends for a reason, than Trump, who offends to get votes. But I think CNN and NBC and ABC and all those constantly giving him media attention by, wow, Donald Trump makes offensive quote. All you're doing is playing into his plan. So
And everyone fucking sits there making a big deal about it online. Is only saying, yeah, well, they're pretty much giving Trump all the support he needs by overreacting to every little sentence he says. I mean, or you said, give Muslims ID cards. All that he had pointed out was like, yeah, this is what Hitler did. And like you said, that's what apartheid did, and all kinds of fucking random bullshit that we've gone through. And look at, people trying to fucking do it.
Yes.
But like you said, the main thing with Trump, though, is he isn't going to get any of his agendas really pushed. All I see him doing in charge is vetoing a bunch of shit, which is because they won't want to fucking give us a thought to anything he tries to push. They're just like, okay, do we even have to vote no on this?
Yeah, I was picturing. President Trump supported posted something about no. Yeah, it's yeah.
And this is something that Trump wants. Nope, sorry, not happening. I don't care.
But people are freaked out about that because what if he becomes president? And
Go ahead.
If he becomes president, you know he's not going to say all the things he's saying right now. You know he's saying this to get votes and to get people, to get the fringe on his side. The fringe has actually become mainstream, but you've got to go up against everyone. Besides, even if he does say something like that, like I said, Congress looks at it, goes, ain't happening, and he becomes more of a figurehead than even Saint Ronnie.
Yeah, and the whole thing is, this is something that was covered in my high school American political behavior class, and I don't know if they fucking teach this shit anymore, but it's how the government actually runs, how there are actual checks and balances. And yes, both fucking Bush and Obama have eroded some of that, but it's still there. I mean, first it's got to go through Congress, both houses, the House and the Senate. Okay, where there's two phases where this whole thing could backfire. And it could be passed in part by both, but if they don't totally agree on which parts were passed, they have to get together, hold a meeting, get between the two houses, members of both houses, then fucking hammer out, a rough draft of shit, and fucking then try to get that to pass among both houses, which takes even longer to do. And then if that even happens and the president signs it into law, you still have the fucking Supreme Court who could pull up their shit. Oh, fuck, I know the name and I forget it. Judicial review.
Yes.
And all they got to do is say, hey, this is unconstitutional, and the bill is struck.
And that's not even
after it comes into law, it can still be struck down by the court.
And that's not even talking about filibustering and,
Well, those are tactics used, yeah.
Yeah, I know, but still.
And if you filibuster long enough, they just give up on trying to vote on something and move on to the next item.
Strom Thurmond did that, didn't he? He was filibustering. He was the king of living forever, too. Yeah, it's just, I think a lot of people overreact. I'm not saying. I was joking with my dad the other day or today. Wouldn't it be cool if they just blacked him out of the news, Trump out of the news? But you have to go, oh no, Trump said something. Just point blank, tell why it couldn't be, be done. Explain why it couldn't be done, and then move on with your next story. Explain why ID cards couldn't be done. Explain why the wall couldn't be done. I love that one.
The wall is fucking hilarious.
But they'd rather, because of course, why actually talk about real issues when you could talk about Trumpozoids, made up little issues that aren't going, instead of talking about things that are really impacts the. Let's talk about this thing.
Well, something that I find interesting is that no one is really talking about Hillary Clinton's backers. Now, she does have one of the major media corporations that's very liberal on her side, but she's also being supported by Fox Media, the owners of the supposedly right-wing Fox News network.
I haven't really seen that many really liberal support for the Hillary monster, because I think most people kind of know what the Democrats are these days, and I'm sorry, the Democrats aren't that liberal.
Yeah, they're not.
They are center right.
Actually, I tend to disagree with that. It's not center. Well, actually, yeah, they are center right. Never mind. I was talking out my ass for a second because I was thinking about it different.
So you disagree with me about something you agree with me on. Okay.
Yes, that's because my mind is stuck in a fucking time loop, and I fucking forgot what the hell I was thinking. There was a point I wanted to make, and then it farted out of me. I don't know.
My mind's stuck in a time loop. My mind's stuck in a time loop. The Republicans are against slavery.
Yes, and they were.
Yeah, I know. The Republicans are the Liberal Party. The Democrats were the conservatives. And then, of course, there are still conservative Democrats. Democrats conservative, but, there are right-wing Democrats in the party that haven't gone over to Republicans yet.
Yeah, mostly within the South.
Yeah, there feel like Democrats for Bush in the 2000s. I don't consider myself part of any party. I'm not a Democrat or Republican. I'm not. Well, I wouldn't vote either. But you know what I mean. I'm not. I don't consider myself part of a party. So I've never understood why you have to be part of a party. Why it has to be. I'm a Democrat, but I'm going to vote for Bush. It's like, why not just vote for whoever you want to vote for?
I'm only registered as a libertarian so I could vote in the damn primary. And usually the people I want to win the primary don't win it, and they end up getting some fucking whack job in charge. So it's like, eh.
Yeah, there are a couple libertarians that, while I don't really agree with them on, I can live with. But the face of libertarian, yeah, whack job.
Fuck,
It's
I
like
can't. You broke up too much there. Could you repeat?
There are a couple decent libertarians, but the ones who are at the forefront of the party are all the whack jobs.
Yeah, because they're fucking following the same suit as the fucking two major parties. Put the whack jobs out there because they're going to get the most media coverage, and that's what's going to make us win, 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 win.
Yes, and if you're wondering why I break up, sometimes like I said, I'm on a trailer park wireless connection that's not actually designed for this.
All right.
It was just either that or not do PTR today.
Oh, you see, I kind of figured that was kind of like why the hell it was all breaking up and shit, but I'm not like, that's why I'm fucking just getting you to repeat things instead of like, you know.
You're breaking up, you suck.
Yes, I'm not belittling you for that. I belittle you for being blind enough already.
Beer at 2:00 in the afternoon.
It's 5 here.
5:00 somewhere.
Do not fall in love with girls or their devil vagina magic. And there's like this brilliant light shining from like this girl who's, you don't see her lifting up her skirt, but that's suggesting that's what she's doing. And the guy is mesmerized by it, and there's all these brilliant lights of rainbow coming out. It's beautiful. To which I say, praise Satan.
Yep. To which I say, too late.
And that damn snatch is usually pretty damn delicious, except for that one time. I actually paid for it. Yeah, I don't need to retell it.
It was disgusting.
Mm-hmm. Just as it should be remembered, it was very disgusting. Remember, ladies, when you go out hooking on the streets, take a bath.
Word.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised this works as well as it does, actually.
I'm glad it's working at all. Just because it gives me something to do here, even though I had other things I could be doing, you know.
Like watching that Cannibal Corpse documentary I sent you?
Yeah, I was going to get to that while I was doing my fucking character sheets for non-player characters.
No, you can do that later. It's a 3-hour documentary all about the history of the band.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to get, like I said, it's going to take me at least 8 hours to drum out another 20 levels. Now I got the hang of using the software I'm using for it, which does expedite the process.
Ooh, expedient. That's a big word.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I already did 20 levels of fucking Orc Cleric. I want to do Orc Bard. I want to do Orc Witch. And I want to do Orc Barbarian. And then that should fucking have the whole entire field of orcs, because my girlfriend decided to use Orc as her favorite enemy. So I want to make certain she gets some use out of that. Plus, orcs are humanoids, so your character gets to eat them and get bonuses from doing so.
Apparently, there's sexism in the witchcraft community.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't have the time to go through the whole damn article.
Not that. Apparently, it's saying that men aren't allowed. Not that I've noticed. I mean, I'm not really in the witchcraft community, but I know people who are in it, and they don't. They're fine with men in it. I mean, personally, I prefer female witches. Hey, 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 sexist joke. But I haven't really seen any sexism or anything. But then again, I I'm kind of an outrider anyway, so.
Yeah, so beautiful. Let's see. Public image of witchcraft, Wicca, and paganism is a tradition that embraces women and places them at their center.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically saying that, I guess there's discouraging of male witches or whatever, warlocks or whatever you want to call it. Which, like I said, I haven't seen.
Warlock. I'd like to prophesize war.
But then again, like I said, most of the people I know are pretty cool with that. So,
oh yeah.
um, yeah, I mean, I'm surprised I didn't get any negative comments for the thing that you posted that I had to repost, the transgender thingy.
Which transgender thing? I guess I gotta look up your thing because I posted a lot of shit.
The one who said that, oh, I'm being rejected by straight guys. And I said,
oh yeah. Fucking shit. That's like, yeah, you didn't realize that straight guys don't like penis. And actually, I had someone yelling at me saying, but they should just accept anyway.
I say, and I'm not saying I would do it, I'm just saying, as a straight male, get the surgery, maybe. I'm not saying yes or no, I'm not saying, but I'm saying it would be a lot less, I'd be less reluctant than surgery, because I'm sorry, I'm not attracted to male genitalia.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you should go after a guy, I don't know. But you tell that to people, it's just accept it.
It's like, oh my god, you're transphobic. You should
not
fucking accept the fact they have a dick.
Yeah, it's like, no, thank you. I mean, there are people you can find that like that,
There's a large enough community for man porn of that variety.
Or, like I said, just get the operation. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. If you want it, and then but yeah.
See,
yeah,
I really don't care what the fuck, you're doing with like your own gender thing and all that shit. But whenever you try to force people to just go along with every little thing as if, there is no difference, then there's a problem.
And just taking that aspect out of it, being rejected is part of life.
Mm-hmm.
I
mean, hell, let's list some of the times I've been rejected. I was rejected because I was sexually molested at the age of 7. Everyone called me a faggot and beat the shit out of me. Then I joined the football team. That granted me a little bit of immunity. Then whenever I twisted my ankle because I was a fucking pussy and cried about it, they all called me a faker because I had a cast on because it was severely twisted because I was a fucking pussy. And, they fucking beat the shit out of me for that. And then whenever I got out of the loony bin, they all started calling me fucking retard because everyone that goes to the partial program is a fucking retard. And even the school treated me like a fucking retard by forcing me to take LD English and stupefied courses. I mean, fuck. I was taking fucking Algebra 2 at the partial program, and they forced me to retake pre-algebra. And it's like, just because I'm too retarded to know what the hell I'm doing, just because I didn't show my work, because I was trying to get past the test so I could get into the class that was actually challenging, No, they didn't want to fucking hear that.
Yep. Well, let's see, me being rejected. Well, it's a certain stigma, and just being rejected, girls, friends, or whatever. But I didn't really care. If a girl said no thanks, I'd say whatever. You're missing out, and you should know that. No, it didn't matter to me if I was rejected or not. It was never. But yeah, the way it was worded here was like, well, okay, being rejected just part of life. It's what happens. If you don't
Yeah.
like it, that's pretty sad.
Mhm. Well, you don't like it. Guess what? It's going to happen again and again and again.
If you want to add,
I actually lost the chance to get I actually lost out on a few jobs that were having huge hiring sprees in my hometown because I had the label of satanic baby killer because, oh my God, I liked metal music and wore fucking, flaming skull t-shirts. Oh my God, So, that was a stigma that carried with me for a few years, and I couldn't get any work in my hometown anyway. I was able to find work outside of it, just in neighboring towns that didn't know my reputation as someone who had a billion corpse. What was the fucking final tally of that fucking rumor? I was supposed to have at least 632 infant corpses in my dad's backyard. Then when my dad's house went up for sheriff's sale and they didn't find any infant corpses in the backyard while they were remodeling, the myth spread that I had just handed the infants directly to Satan through an evil vortex, and that's how I got rid of the bodies.
what was your most violent T-shirt? I know I've asked you this before, but I forget because my brain's not as good as it. No way, it was never that good.
Well, I've seen more violent T-shirts since then, but back then it was my Cannibal Corpse eaten back to life T-shirt.
Nice. You're gonna see. You're gonna hear the guy who designed the art in that documentary.
I didn't hear that.
You're gonna hear an interview with Vincent Locke, the guy who designed those early album covers on the Cannibal Corpse documentary.
Awesome.
Most violent one, I had the Hellhammer one where the guy was hanging from a tree.
Guy hanging from the tree. Excellent.
That one was good. I had the Cash shirt, which featured a guy being lowered into a pool of boiling flesh.
Sounds like Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah. So, did you spend time with family and things, or was it alone? I had to spend time with family.
Let's see. I had turkey and stuffing that my girlfriend spent all night preparing. And then I was making those NPCs all day. Trying to figure out the damn software to do it.
Hey, guys.
You spent all... Hello. You spent all night... She spent all night preparing it, and then you took one bite and you're like, this is awful! Just to be...
What was that? About being awful? I forget.
She spent all night preparing it, the turkey, and you took one bite and you were like, that's disgusting.
No, actually, she's a good cook. I would have been more concerned if someone else had their hands on it.
Yeah, like they didn't wash
Me.
their hands.
Here, Jim, eat this turkey. I made it.
Yes, it reeks of burning because you couldn't hear the timer in the other room, and since you can't see, you wouldn't know that the clock said it was time
Plus
to go
all
up.
Plus all the stuff I put in it just for you.
Yeah, he defecated inside the turkey. He lost the bar.
Yo, during Thanksgiving, the KGB invaded. The KGB invaded during Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yes, KGB invaded Thanksgiving.
KGB.
Because they have to be thankful for the fact that the Soviet Union went south.
They don't exist anymore. Yeah. You have to be thankful for the fact that they're out of work.
Actually, they're still
they make good money.
They're still in work. It's just they can't operate. Well, they still kind of operate with impunity, but it's through different means now. And they got to be sneakier than usual.
Yeah, pretty sneaky stuff.
And they go by different
Shut
names.
up, Jim. Stop making me look bad.
Hey, Elliot, did you check out? There was a Canadian blind thing. Did you check that out?
No, I was busy not being here.
Oh, well, I know you got your own gear. You got some cool gear, man. That's pretty sweet.
Yes, I do. And a death ray.
Bzzz. I have one of those too.
Sweet. Death rays are fun.
Yeah, sorry, I kind of threw it off a loop there. Hey, Jim, what'd you have for breakfast?
Now, what I had for breakfast, I had leftover ziti from what my mom brought home from work. It was good.
Yum.
I had a Cinnabon. Cinnabon and coffee.
Oh, yum. That's good.
Yeah, I went out and helped my aunt bring back hay, so that's why I got to meet up with my mom on Wednesday. And then they went out gambling yesterday, and so, oh my god, my sister is a fucking airheaded fucking uber Christian ditz that has no concept of reality in most circumstances.
Well, that
Nice.
makes sense.
And she fucking is dating this guy that's even twice the amount of airhead she is, which
That
is
also
a
makes sense.
miracle to find.
Hey, I thought Jim had blocked you. Huh. I guess he didn't.
You talking about me?
No, I'm talking about the flying monkey.
Dude, I exist, man. That's what I do.
Existing. Noun. Verb. Adjective. Fuck all my balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you hear yourself when you say things?
Yes, I shit myself constantly. I live a nice little rancid trail diarrhea with every step I take.
Yeah, people watch me while I jerk off. I don't even know it.
Do you say this to, like, you were talking about your mother coming to, do you, like, say this to her?
Me, no. I would never tell my mother this kind of thing.
Hey, Jim?
Oh, I fucking tell my mother all this shit all the time. I mean, back whenever I was a kid, still living at home under her roof, I would watch my mouth a little bit, but I still let a lot of shit fly out. And of course, she also had to put up with me blasting death metal in my bedroom, which at the time I was a little more polite than I was whenever she moved out and I opened up my party pad, because I didn't care what Dad thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my mother has gotten used to the fact that my sense of humor is very vulgar, very disgusting, that I'll bring up very taboo topics that, like, no one else will. And in return, I have to put up with her describing her sexual escapades to me like I'm one of her female friends. Like, no, I don't want to know who you're fucking,
Whoa.
Mom.
Whoa,
I don't
this
want
is
that
like
image
Dr.
in my
Phil.
head.
This is like Dr.
That would
Phil.
scar anyone for life.
If you want to talk to a doctor, talk to me. You need some
Yeah, that
therapy.
would scar anyone for life. I wouldn't want to know.
I kind of grew used to it, but still, whenever she starts down that path, it's like, nah, I'm shutting up my brain now.
That's a very good skill. Shutting
I
off
would-
your brain.
I usually don't blast death metal. I usually listen to it with headphones just because I like the full-on like listening to it. But yeah, I'll play it loud. If I was doing PTR, I'd be playing it right now.
Oh, hey, Elliot,
Thanks.
thanks for the freeze. That was a good, I like the Freak Show album that kicked ass.
Yeah, the Freeze is a good band.
Yeah, man.
Everyone should check them out.
Hell yeah.
So what did we do for things? Yeah, we just ate turkey, hams. Hams.
I enjoyed realizing that people could watch me jerk off in my own home. It was pretty weird.
Okay. There are
Sorry about
websites
that.
for that.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Jim, stop watching him. It's not right.
Yeah, you pervert. Stop watching me.
No. For I am God, and I am all-seeing, even if I don't want to see it, and it makes me want to vomit.
Whoa.
Next PTR will probably be Wednesday at 12 because we're going to try something new because we don't get we get no one for the Monday shows. So I'm going to try Wednesday and see if that's better.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely not better for me.
Well, I don't really care about you.
I'm thinking
You mean
about
nothing
working
to
for Facebook, so
You are pathetic.
no.
Thus saith Techno Destructo.
I kinda, yeah. I kinda am. Yeah.
Jim will serve the master, or Jim will die.
Yes.
And the master has a shit baby.
Yes.
Shit, baby.
Yes. Shit.
Oh.
Hey, shit, baby.
Excreted straight from its anus. It was the
Can
universe.
you guys hear the traffic outside?
Not right now.
Could you guys hear my dad's
There's-
razor?
No.
Were you shaving your testicles again?
Yeah.
It's disturbing
Yeah.
how I can figure this out from minimal deduction.
Yeah.
The
Deductive
walls of
reasoning
this
is
trailer are
awesome.
ultra thin. The walls of the trailer are ultra thin, so people walking by are going to be like, what? What's this about shaving his balls?
And my balls were balls.
Yeah.
And there were balls.
So I contacted the mayor of my city.
I contacted someone, and I said, hey, how you doing? They said, we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Jim,
I'm gonna wait to hear back for.
come up with something to talk about.
Yeah, let's talk about something that Jim wants to talk about.
Fondling random people in the subway for
Look
$5 a
Oh.
day.
Look on
Whoa.
Facebook and see if anyone's posting anything good. By the way, I would like to say about Thanksgiving, which we didn't do Thursday, but I would like to say I'm thankful for nothing because everything I did myself. So I'm thankful to
Yeah, me
myself
too.
for everything.
Yeah, me too.
It's not really a egocentric as it is just the truth that I didn't really. Who am I supposed to be thankful for? I don't believe in a God, so.
Mm-hmm.
Let us give thanks to our neighbors for not killing us.
I don't like
Yeah.
my neighbors. I don't like my neighbors. They
Well,
called
you
the
should.
cops. They called the cops on me when we were playing. We had
No.
bands in the they're basically when I was 18 I did this thing where we had local bands play at my house and the cops came.
Oh no.
Has Jim ever had local bands play at his house?
No. We tried forming with you in my fucking drunken haze, but, we never had a drummer. But we did blast the instruments we did have, which were 2 guitars and 2 basses.
Yes.
And
Yeah, I remember.
Yes,
Oh, sorry.
but that's not the same as
having a band.
that's not the same as organizing a show in your home, basically.
Yeah, that's a pretty like. I remember living at this one place where we did have shows in the basement, man, and it was crazy. I was high on acid, and it was like the cops showed up, and I had to like tell them we were gonna like keep it down. It was pretty trippy.
And then we didn't keep it down. That was the thing that I loved. We were like, oh yeah, well, okay, they're gone. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's the way to
Oh
be.
man, the good old days.
We had a death metal band play, Jim. Well, actually, more death thrash, but they were really good. They were called Sovereign.
Sovereign. I'll have to look that up.
Their demo was called Mortician. Mortician!
Mortician. And people are just posting idiotic memes at the moment.
Okay, I'm gonna take a verbal
Memes.
break. You and Jim can talk about fondling.
No, thank you. That puts images in my head that I don't want to think about.
Think about him.
Jim, I'm sorry, I'm not into you.
That's fine. We can all just urinate like a fucking stormtrooper and miss the fucking bowl.
Are stormtroopers known for that?
Stormtroopers are known for having the shittiest aim ever. You got 100 of them firing at one target, and they miss, even though the target's standing still doing nothing.
I'm right here. You can hit me now. Huh?
And it's as if their fucking battle armor serves no purpose other than to disperse the shot so well that it instantly stops their hearts, because they could get hit in the foot and they instantly die.
I read Yngwie Malmsteen's autobiography. He's an idiot,
Okay, idiot. That's good
but
to know.
Scott likes him, and Scott's an idiot.
Well, we know Scott's an idiot.
And you're also an idiot, by the way.
No, I am God. The God of fucking trailer trash, because I am the epitome of all that is trailer
Yes, you're God, and God is an idiot. You're God, and God is an idiot. Ergo, you are an idiot. You are not the god of. I am the god of trailer trash. I've actually lived in a trailer before and have taken trailer camping with us.
Yes, but have you ever had orgies in a fucking trailer park?
No,
I have.
but I'm sitting in a trailer drinking beer. What's more trailer trash than this? Oh, and I was watching NASCAR earlier.
See, I didn't get the full effect of trailer trashiness because I didn't knock the bitches up. That would have made it true trailer trashy if I would have fucking did that. But I was like fucking dating 3 chicks at once, and they were all cool with it until one of them decided that like I was getting too emotionally attached to someone else and became a real bitch, and then I fucking just cut her out. And then another
I
one,
can't
the
date more
bitch
than
slapped
one
me.
at once.
It's a
I
fucking
can't date more
trick.
than one. Yeah,
There's a fucking trick to it, and no, it's not worth the effort ultimately.
No, I've thought about. I don't. I mean, I don't really care. People do, but I thought about it. And what's the point?
You see, I fucked my best friend's ex-wife both before they got married and after they got married. After
Yay!
they got divorced, pretty much.
Oh,
I didn't do it while they were married.
I was gonna say.
I did not do it while they were married, but yeah. And there was some kinky group sex involved with that, too. He was actually there the one time I fucked her. And he was fucking my girlfriend at the time in front of me while I was fucking his ex-wife in front of him.
Yeah, you're gonna get screwed. And at the end, I got screwed.
Yep, everyone gets screwed.
That's pretty much all he was like. Pretty much all he said was, "I have fun. You're gonna get screwed." I was just like, "You don't care." He's like, "Hey, no, because I kind of want to watch you fall." I was like, "Oh, how nice."
Yeah, hey, people want to watch everyone collapse in a maelstrom of malevolent fury.
Malevolent Creation, they're a good band.
I gotta fucking check them out too. I think I heard them once. And
You're like, I'm like death metal. I'm Mr. Metalhead, but I don't know any of these bands that Elliot knows.
and this is why I need to eat more acid so I can remember shit.
This is why you need me as a fiend, because I know bands.
Yes, and I will check them out and sometimes even buy their shit if I like.
Yes, like you liked Incantation.
Yeah, I like Incantation.
And I think you liked Necrodeath when I showed you their earlier stuff. Because their new stuff's okay, but their earlier stuff's where it's at.
Yeah, you showed me that demo. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, that's good.
Yeah, their new stuff's good, but it's not really something I'd buy. But yeah, their demo's great. What's it called? The Shining Pentagram.
Dun dun dun.
I checked them out just by searching for 1985 demo. Because I figured 85 was a pretty good year for metal. For like death and thrash and things like that. So it's like, let's just... And then Necrodeath. How could I not? It's called Necrodeath, and the demo's called The Shining Pentagram.
Yay, the shining pentagram of happiness and fun.
Well, I was... and we all have our favorites. Favorite bands.
The ancient art of the one night stand.
I can't do the one night stand.
You can or
It
can't?
felt empty. I was just like, can't.
Yeah.
I tried it and it was just.
Usually, what ended up being one night stands was like pretty much we fucked, and then I tried to get a date out of it, and they decided I was too fucked up to date, so that's why it was a one night stand.
I've heard that before from me, about me. Thanks, but you scare me.
Epic Mums is now following me on Tumblr.
Okay. I'm trying to care about that. I really am.
Well, I'm not even caring about it, so why should you?
I don't know.
I'm going through my feed and it's all fucking idiotic memes, fucking anime, and that was just Facebook. So I go to fucking Tumblr and it's more the same. Sometimes
My
I actually
Twitter.
post something interesting because, it's outrage culture, so they're going to flip out over, someone farted for 0.3 seconds in Brazil. It's time to fucking gather the troops and protest.
Did you see what my friend Randy posted on that transgender thing? I showed you. I told you to check out his comment. He basically was like, "So now because we don't want to suck off that guy, we're bigoted."
Yeah, pretty much. If you
I
don't suck
like that.
cock, you're fucking homophobe and transphobe all wrapped into one.
You like that Randy guy? He plays punk rock, country. His names are Dirt Road Randy and Randy Buttsex. He's obsessed with Gigi Allen.
All right, now that's a fucking hero to have.
He's from Virginia. He's really cool.
Mm.
Yeah, check him out.
I'll have to check it out. Yes, I'll have to find that post again and find out who that is.
It's from like 5 days ago or whatever.
Yeah. Vaginal butt sex. We don't know how that operates yet, but we know it's a thing.
That needs to be a band.
Vaginal butt sex.
Yes. Sorry, you faded out when you were saying it.
Yes, I know. Because
You
I am
faded.
what I am.
No, you don't. You don't know, bitch. See, that's what I hate about these mics is you can't hear yourself. Like I have a
Yeah.
recorder, you can hear yourself as you say it.
Yeah,
That's
I know
what
the feeling.
I love that. So I don't know if I don't even know if anyone's listening to me. For all I know, they're not.
And apparently it's raining pedophiles again, and I don't even want to know why. Because I don't have any news links about it, but they're bitching
Raining
about pedophiles again.
pedophiles from a lacerated sky.
That would be fun, just watching them plummet to the earth and smack off a pavement and bleed.
They'd pretty much die.
Yes, they would, and it would be
But
fun.
no, well, okay, they die until there was enough to cushion them.
Yes.
Then it would be serious injuries. Then it would be slight abrasions. I'm gonna
Said the way to win this war on terror is just to take all of our fucking max security, proven guilty 100% criminals of like murder, rape, incest, and fucking shit like that. Put them all in a fucking plane with the bomb on top of the bomb bay doors and just drop them in the middle of these lands that are fucking hosting terrorists and shit. And then just keep doing it until we run out of fucking prisoners. And they probably give up because we're too psychotic, because we're killing our own people. And anyone that actually does survive, you got to realize you're having murderers and fucking pedophiles fucking roaming the streets.
Anyone who survives gets instant immunity from America.
Mm-hmm.
They get pardoned
as long
fully.
as long as they never come back.
Yes. Dropped something and I don't know what happened to it. Damn it. Oh, here it is.
I fucking hate how stupid people are becoming. There's no fucking interesting news here.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was just. So yeah, anyone who survives is fully pardoned as long as they don't come back, and we give them weapons.
Yes, like chainsaws.
Oh, I guess I put my sandwich. Oh god, I am so brain dead. I was like, where's my sandwich? I put it down already. Did I?
Okay.
My
Tumblr's
brain.
gone bust.
Oh, I guess he didn't. I think I'm having a mild mental breakdown.
That's good.
But like to
That
the
means
point
you're
where
one step closer to being happy, happy, joy, joy.
oh, here it is. I made a triple decker sandwich. Yes, yeah. I had just a weird meltdown moment where I was like, "Where's my sandwich?" I put it down. No, I didn't. Um. Let's make fun of Anarcha.
After I mentioned that I have Porn Maggot 1900 as a Tumblr account. If you want to see some fucked up, it's decent. Some of it gets fucked up, but most of it's,
That's a guy I can support. Or girl.
yes. And the funny part is, I put as my profile pic the World Maggot.
Yay!
Porn Maggot.
I'm leaving on a porn nugget.
Yes.
Never let it be said that Elite's not a nice person. Even though I'm not. Just
Just
don't
a
say.
say.
Yay!
Mm.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm eating food.
That's okay. I fucking love the flat Earth people, though. They are so batshit insane. There is no argument that they will ever accept, because they have already accepted the ultimate in idiocy as truth.
I love
We're not even talking about
I love the
Vegas.
fact. I mean, I love the
Love
fact that creationism has some backing within influential people. You ask a creationist if the Earth is flat.
Yeah, they're gonna say flat out no.
Yeah.
Except this is, and either of these people sort of go with the creationist mindset. It just goes fucking
but
batshit insane from there.
it's the fringe of the fringe.
Yeah, so to speak. Sorry, coming back. Hey.
Hmm.
Hi, I'm eating a sandwich.
I'm eating a pizza pop.
And I'm scrolling past nudes.
News or nudes?
Nudes. If it was news, I'd be talking about it. But it's nudes, so there's nothing really to point out other than, ooh, that vagina looks nice.
Just saying. Just keeping it real, yo.
Yeah, just keep it real, man. It's like coffee with old friends, right?
Shut up.
No, you shut up.
Do you think all transsexuals are mentally ill, or just most?
No.
of them?
Most of them.
The answer is they're all spiders.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, too.
That has absolutely nothing to do
mentally
with the
ill.
topic, but that seems to work.
Yeah, Jim, I
I don't
concur.
think they're mentally ill. Oh, jeez. Okay, there's something you should know about me, Jim. I love cheese.
So do
That's
I.
awesome.
I fucking used to.
Oh,
Whenever I was still married and had kids and shit, we had like fucking. My God, they fucking gave us food stamps to burn. I mean, we'd go through and we'd do our shopping, and as the end of the month was coming, we'd still have like $100 left over. This is after feeding the family. To the
But you
point
make
where
sure
I
you
went
respect
from.
transgender people, though.
keep telling your story, Jim.
Okay. Anyways, we would have our family fed for a while and like still have $100 left over on food stamps. So we do shit, and sometimes I fucking experiment with cheeses with it, just going out trying out different cheeses that I never heard of before. Getting it from the top shelf. 'Cause it's
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm also that way with olives, but cheese is probably my #1 favorite thing. Just give me cheese.
Yo, one time I walked past an olive bar and I almost passed out.
And you
I took a
didn't
big whiff.
masturbate.
I like olives. Some of them are a bit garlicky for me. I'm not huge on garlic. But
Yeah, why not? Are you a vampire?
goat cheese is good if it's prepared a certain way. Yes, I've eaten goat cheese, and I want a goat.
Apparently,
Love goat.
for today only, they're giving out a free copy of Hitman 2: Silent Assassin from the Square Enix store.
I want it.
Oh, I thought they were giving away a free copy of Mein Kampf. I was like, oh, okay. I've actually read
Whoa.
Mein Kampf. Have
Whoa.
you?
I haven't.
I have, but it's been so long I forget most, other than it sound like drunken ramblings, the decent battle plan.
It's really boring.
Yeah.
Haben, klaben, legen, haben.
Jim, Dick,
Yeah.
what's your favorite condiment?
My favorite condiment.
Mayo.
I would have to say, because I usually don't eat condiments too much.
Mayo.
No, not mayo. Definitely not mayo. I mean, if I had a choice between, like, salad dressing, as in the fucking Miracle Whip ripoffs, and mayo, I would take the Miracle Whip ripoff. But that's still not my favorite.
Mine is mayo, but I like all the others.
I would have to say, probably. Fuck, this is a decision because I don't know what the fuck I'm eating.
Cheese.
I mean, let's go through the list, okay? If I go out and eat fish, I like malt vinegar, okay?
Yes, 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 yes.
But that's with fucking fish. With
Yep.
Mexican or pseudo-Mexican, which isn't even really Mexican because it's fucking Taco Bell, but
Yeah.
I like hot
There's a
sauce.
Taco Bell by where I live.
Good for you. Okay, hot sauce. Hot sauce is also good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different. What about our French fries?
French fries, I like cheese and what's it called? Fucking chili. I like chili cheese fries. Just blah.
Those are good. I like mayonnaise on French fries if you dip them in mayonnaise.
Well,
Yo, my dad's
like
at the door. Come on in.
I like the Miracle Whip ripoffs for French fries if I don't have the cheese and chili.
Chili cheese fries. Actually, Wendy's has the best fries. Cheese and bacon.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I've had that along with a Baconator.
Yes, that's okay. Yeah. So here's a funny story. We don't have Wendy's near us. We don't have a Burger King either anymore. We used to, but so what we do every time we come up here, we go like here, meaning up north from Southern California. We stop at this place, which is like a gas station, but they have it's like a gas station / truck stop, but they have a whole bunch of restaurants. We always go to Wendy's on the way up. And I get a double Baconator with bacon fries.
That's yummy.
And lemonade.
That's artery clogging goodness there.
Orgasm.
I don't care if it takes 20 years off my life, you can have it.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah.
That's the American
my
attitude,
favorite. My favorite fast food joint is fucking Burger King.
Yeah,
There's no denying their fries are actually decent. I like them. They're not the best fries in the world. That goes to an actual diner around here that I forget the name of, and I haven't been to in a while.
I got a Red Bull now.
As far as
Red Bull gives you wings.
They're the best fries. They're the best fries as far as normal French fries goes, without the extra shit. There's actually a fucking gas station that does the best fucking chili cheese fries, but then there's another gas station that's the worst.
What's the best fast food fries?
Best fast food fries. It depends upon what you're ordering. If straight fries, it's Burger King, but if you get extra shit added onto it, it would be Wendy's.
I can agree with you.
Because the extra shit just kicks ass. And Burger King's burgers are fucking, oh my god. I don't know how the fuck they char it up so good, but it just tastes like fucking meat should taste.
I wouldn't know. I haven't had a Burger King burger in about a year. I forget if it's not. Damn it! This Red Bull won't open. Open. Open.
The worst fast food joint of all time goes to McDonald's. The only thing
It's
that
okay.
they ever had good was their fucking frappuccinos and fucking shit like that. But only if you can get the person to add extra mix to it, straight mix. Not the way they mix the mix with fucking ice, just straight mix. That's what's good. But no one's gonna do that for you. And I had to work at the place in order to figure that out.
McDonald's has good chicken nuggets.
I'm not a real fan of them.
I like chicken nuggets. Well, I can't find anything better, at least fast food wise. So I'm either breaking the top, like I'm supposed to, or I'm breaking the little notch off. This Red Bull's stubborn.
Yes, it is stubborn. But as far as fucking chicken nuggets goes, I like some of what fucking KFC does now.
Popcorn chicken.
Mm. It's amazing I didn't become a fat bastard before the fucking ex-wife. The ex-wife's the one that chubbed me up.
I'm a fat now, so.
Yeah, and I'm fucking a fat bastard now, and I don't give a shit. It just
I
shows
can't
I
open
live
my
my
Red
fucking
Bull. Jim, my life's over.
stick your dick in it. It'll open. I'm not going to guarantee that your dick will come out unharmed, but it will open.
Philosophy, Jim Thompson style.
Yes. Speaking of fucking Black Friday, now I'm seeing a bunch of memes about it. I actually bought something for me last night. And thing is, I already have the
What
books.
did you buy?
I already got the books in PDF format, but I wanted the physical books for some of the Pathfinder rules. Just because there's this different feel to it when you're actually flipping through it. And, I don't like sitting at the computer all day.
That's the way I feel about CDs sometimes. That's why people are like, why are you getting this on CD? It's like, because it's cool to put it into a CD player. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just got that feel for it. I mean, I know you're not going to appreciate books at the same level, physical books at the same level I would, because, you fucking hate Braille.
It's not that I hate Braille. It's A, I was really slow at it. B, try to get anything Brailled in California. Sorry, I'm trying to get this Red Bull to open. Hello? Jim? Okay, well, Jim left. I think he did that on accident, actually. Oh, there you are.
Back?
Yay.
Okay.
Yes, you're back.
Something
Sorry.
happened. Everything just fuzzed out, and I was talking, and you weren't replying, and I was like, I got to refresh the page or something. Because something had happened.
Yes, it opened. I cut my tongue, but it opened. So, yeah, because you know how, like, you open up the top opened just a little bit, and then it broke off. I was like, son of a bitch. No.
That's why you need the combat knife. They should legalize combat knives for open carry.
See, I couldn't do that. I just break this thing. But, yeah, I opened it. My tongue's bleeding now.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah,
Yep, but it's going.
Out the can. And you get to taste blood on top of your drink, which makes it even better. And then you get to feel the pain of the salt mixing in with your wound.
Red Bull and blood.
It's the blood ritual of Red Bull. It shall energize you beyond all energization. So says the Jam.
So says the Time Cube. You are educated, stupid.
Educated, stupid. And now I will heal you with the
So
power of the
yes,
time cube faith.
Devour of the Time Cube Faith. So yeah, the thing about books and CDs. Well, okay, like I said, the thing about Braille is, A, it took me forever to read it because I'm stupid. B, it's so hard to get Braille, you know, Brailled.
And your taste in books ain't going to be the common types they translate
Braille.
into Braille. Blah.
Into Bill. Ah, no, really? You don't think auto racing and music? Wow.
Yeah, they probably don't have a Braille version of the Necronomicon yet.
Nope. Nor Braille version of the Satanic Bible, which I've read.
Yes, you need these classic literature things.
Okay.
And they need to develop laser beams that fucking cut you in half.
We need to develop drink cans that can open without me cutting my tongue.
Yes, that would be good too, probably. Especially with beer.
I hate bottle openers. Fuck.
Oh, God. I used to have this one on my fucking keychain for almost a decade before it finally broke. And then I got another one, and that one wasn't as built as nice, and it broke in a couple months. And this was in my I don't drink too often phase, which I'm kind of in now. I don't drink too often.
That's why I like 40s of like need to do that. You just open it up like a can, like or like a regular open twist.
Yeah. I mean, most of the fucking cheaper shit does the twist off thing with the bottles.
Yeah, I like that. I don't mind Mickey's though.
I used to drink it. I'm not like burnt on it. I probably still could. It's just that my taste has gotten to the point where, most of the beer I drink is the expensive beer because it actually does taste better. Even though they have other expensive beers that taste like shit.
Yep.
And I think I purged their memory from my brain.
So we're going to get together, and we are going to drink ourselves to death.
Or die trying.
Yes. This is what we're going to do. I don't know when, and I don't know how many years from now, but this is what we're going to do.
Probably once I've retired in 25 years. Hopefully I can retire then anyway. And get my Social Security paycheck if that's still around.
Or if I ever fucking go on a trip up north, I'll be like, hey, leave your door open.
And you'll get on the back porch and be like, I'm lost. There's too much junk back here.
Well, I'll be with a friend, so we'll wait till like it's 2 a.m. Like slightly tap on your door. You can be like, is someone out there? I don't know. And be like, Gin.
You're drinking now. Okay. This reminds me of how my fucking attic parties would run, because I used to work third shift. So whenever I didn't get too drunk for work, I'd start the party, have a few beers, go to work, come home, and finish the party with whoever was still awake. Nice. So the entire 8 hours plus the time it took me to get to and from work, and keep in mind, it was about 2 miles away, and sometimes I'd walk to work because people were too drunk to walk home from work, because I usually catch them before they got too drunk to drive, and
Yep. Oh,
but I'd have to walk home from work, so that's an extra hour or two. So by the time I get home, it's all depending upon who had the stamina. And a couple of my buddies always had the stamina to just keep going. And it's funny because sometimes I'd get home and one buddy be like, wake that dude up over there. He's taking us to the liquor store. First thing in the morning, waiting for it to open.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. Oof. Well, I used to be like stay up all night, go down to 7 o'clock in the morning, get a hamburger from like Jack in the Box for breakfast. Like yay, and then stay up till about 2. Wake up at 7, be like, where did the afternoon go? Or like fall asleep at like 10, wake up at like 6 or 7 at night and go, where did the day go?
Oh, fuck. I remember I was so fucking out of it one day. I went downtown, well, like about a nice little 2-mile walk to one of the stores that sold my brand of tea. And the whole time I thought it was like 7 a.m. going on 8 a.m. And I was wondering why the sun hadn't come up yet until I had realized it was actually 8 p.m. And I had to get ready for work.
Nice. Where's the sun?
Yeah, it should be coming up now. Oops. Oh, fuck. I slept through that day. Fuck.
Oh. It was very cold last night. Now, I know Pennsylvania and Englanders and people like that will say, no, it's not cold.
Yeah, well, fuck it. You know, you're in a place that's always hot, so, you know, cold's going to
Well,
be
it was
different for you.
actually, no, it was actually freezing last night.
Yeah, freezing.
So it was actually cold. So, but I hate that about people. It's not cold. It's like, oh, I'm going to murder you.
I don't even give a shit anymore because, like, you realize different environments have different cold and hot thresholds than, you know, otherwise piss off because you're not exposed to enough of the world. Unless
Yes.
you're going to be an asshole like me and make fun of someone regardless, knowing that you're
People.
completely in the wrong, but you're still going to do it anyway because it's fun.
Yes. Sorry, just finishing my sandwich.
Yay, finish the sandwich.
It was a good sandwich. Now it's a done sandwich.
Okay, and everyone's fucking talking about random shit that I don't care about.
I got something to read for you guys.
Okay, we'll try it. If we don't like it, we're defecating on your corpse.
2 Timothy chapter 1. Greetings from Paul. This letter is from Paul, chosen by the will of God to be an apostle of Christ Jesus. I have been sent out to tell others about the life that has been promised through faith in Christ Jesus. I am writing to Timothy, my dear son. May God the Father and Christ Jesus our Lord give you grace, mercy, and peace. Amen.
Unfortunately, Tim said, "Look, dude, look, you're drunk, okay? You're drunk. There is no God."
No. He probably said there's only Zeus.
No,
Well, he was
there's only
hanging out.
Jinx.
He would have been hanging out with the Greeks and the Romans, so there would have been a lot
Jim,
of.
there is only Jinx.
Okay, you can have that. Even though I still don't know what the hell she looks like.
Eric can describe her. Apparently, she still looks good at whatever age she is.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Where's Eric? Eric died.
Yeah, Eric should be in here. That'd be cool.
Dick, message Eric now.
Yeah, okay.
Tell him to kitchen, or
Yeah.
I'm gonna murder you with death.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Don't kill me.
Murdered with death.
Don't kill me.
Murdered with death.
Please don't kill me.
Dark Throne comes out with a new album soon. Apparently they're recording it. Apparently it's going to be black metal again. Now, I've changed my mind about Dark Throne completely. I used to think they were lame, and I used to think, well, why don't you stick with black metal, you posers? But now I think, you know what? They're doing exactly what they want to do. If they want to do speed metal, they'll do speed metal. If they want to do punk, they'll do punk. If they want to do death metal, they'll do death metal. So good on them.
See,
You
it's
know?
better if people just don't care.
Yeah, I'm getting a little mad.
I mean, I like Dark Throne. I think they're a band that truly does not care what people think of them because they're doing it for them. This is a band who's huge and yet refuses to play live shows because, we don't care.
That's always fun to not care.
So yeah,
Sometimes
all
you
glory
should
to
care.
Dark Throne. They're coming out with a new album and it should be cool.
Sometimes you should care. But
The more you care, the more you're going to be, like,
No,
depressed at life and commit suicide because
no, you
someone
should
said
never
something
care.
mean to you.
you got to find a little like the middle zone.
Good boy, Eric. Good boy.
This better be important.
Yeah, Eric,
We're
we
just
need
bored and we need you here.
we need you, Eric.
We
Use the force.
need you here, Jim. Jim needs you for the sacrifice.
Yeah. A sacrifice, you say?
Yes, it'll be happy. And there will be many titties falling from the sky, severed from the bodies.
Wonderful sound.
Some of them may even be man titties. We do not know.
That's
For
what.
my eye is the force.
Jim wants to see a picture of Jinx.
Okay, let me find one. Or as Yoda would say, find one I
And if
shall.
he says something, and if he says something like bad about her, I will ignore him, and ignore him because I do not care what he says.
Do you want me to find a classic picture or a current picture?
Patience, yes.
Yeah, classic picture. Why not?
Patience.
Wait, who's
So
playing?
yes, Jim, I do not care about your opinion.
Blood Bowl,
I
the
really
ultimate. This looks like a fantasy football game I could get behind because it looks like barbarians eating each other while trying to make a touchdown with cyborg robots and fucking laser beams and
There's Jinx.
complete evil shit going on.
That's like everything a kid wants for Christmas.
Click on
Yeah,
the picture. Click on that picture. Do it.
Okay,
send
fine,
you-
I'll click on the picture.
I'll send more pictures.
But yes,
Okay,
Jim,
that's decent.
Jim, I don't care about your opinion, and I really, really, really want you to know that I don't care, and I hope you like that I don't care.
Yes, that's fine.
See what I did there? It was a joke.
You notice my complete lack of caring whether it was a joke or not?
Do you notice that I knew you didn't care, and I was just being a dick?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm
That's
dick.
why I'm looking at titties.
I'm Dick Friesen, aka Richard Friesen. That's my real name.
You're the dick.
Yes, I am a deek.
Yeah, Dick is.
I'm a duke.
Yeah, become the Duke
Yeah, you're the Duke of Hazard.
of Palestine.
Yeah, and
The
I'm
Duke of Palestine.
Actually, I'm
Thank you
Hungarian.
thank you to Sun Wi-Fi for hooking up the internet,
Yes.
Yay.
so I can use this to record this stupid fucking show.
That's right. Amen.
There is no God.
Oh,
There
man.
is only Jinx.
Who the hell's Jinx?
Click on the picture that Eric posted in chat, dick.
I don't click on pictures that people post. That leads to bad stuff.
Click on pictures
I
that
promise.
will kill you.
No, I don't want to do it.
Fine, then go away.
Jinx's life, isn't she, Elliot?
Yes,
Jinx is like a necro what?
I said Jinx's life, stupid.
Oh,
But
Jinx is like.
Okay, that's a much better picture. I like that.
Should I click on it? Okay.
yeah, go
Yes, you
ahead.
should. The ferret commands you.
Oh yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Jim, the
Mm.
80-foot-tall robotic laser ferret commands you.
Yay, we need a laser ferret now. Who's going to get on the design for that team?
I will design it if you pay me with a goat.
Yes, first I must acquire the goat, then you shall have a goat.
I want a goat.
You will
I don't
get a
know why I
goat.
want a goat. I just think goats are badass.
I think you
Yes,
should
they
get a
are.
goat. I think it would be
Yeah,
good therapy.
that's Jinx.
Yes, fucking goats are kick-ass.
That's
They
why
will.
metal bands like goats.
Mm-hmm.
Arch goat, goat whore.
Goat.
I'm not really big on goat whore.
Meh,
I thought they were good, but I'm not huge on them.
meh, meh, meh.
Are you trying to do a goat or a sheep?
Both.
It's the hybrid. Run.
Hey Jim, what would you say if Eric went on metal sites and read headlines and we commented on them?
Okay, I can do that. I
Alright.
do that on our Monday show.
Yes, go to Metal Injection and Jim and I and Dick, if he cares, we will comment on headlines that you read, and maybe we'll ask you to read the story if we care.
Do you want me to do just metal injection, or do you also want me to do blabbermouth and all that?
See what we can get out of that.
Alright.
Just pick the things that are the most
Right,
pussified of pussy.
Okay,
Jim.
the first.
Wish. This is Metal News. Metal News. Here's your host, Eric Travis.
And a good afternoon. This is Metal News. Our top story is some Black Friday bullshit from some page called Gear Gods.
I know what Gear Gods is. I don't care.
It says stay home and avoid being stabbed over a flat screen TV.
Ah, the Tickle Me Elmo. Who doesn't enjoy Tickle Me Elmo?
Okay.
And the death it creates.
Tickle
That
me,
reminds me of
Elmo.
one time when I was on the bus.
Eric, next story.
Okay, it's just Metal Injection selling their shirts for $10 for Black Friday.
Why would you want Metal Injection? Used to be really cool about 10 years ago.
Okay,
Well, this is just the one metal site that I can really think of.
okay, here's another one. What better way to deal with your Thanksgiving hangover than classic video reviews of Pantera, Megadeth, Iron Maiden, and 19 more, all from those lovable rascals Beavis and Butthead.
Oh yeah,
Jim?
missed that. What the fuck happened?
Let me.
Eric, read anything.
What better way to deal with your Thanksgiving hangover than classic video reviews of Pantera, Megadeth, Iron Maiden, and 19 other metal bands from Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah, like that's gonna help.
That's gonna be great. Beavis and Butthead.
Yes, yes.
Well, at least until they fucking rearranged the show and they had to like everything. Back when they could say, things sucked that were still, that, were
Shocking.
modern. It was still fucking.
Fire.
Mhm.
Yeah, things kind of.
And yes, Beavis's fire was king.
I'm waiting for
His
an
famous
email
fire
back from
trick.
a news company. I had
Okay,
concerns.
what's the next story, Eric?
Okay, it says, do you mosh? And the headline says, science explains why people like moshing so much.
Okay.
Okay.
Because it's fun. Next.
Next story. 15 worst responses to revealing you are a metalhead.
Shut up. Alright, let's go to Decibel Magazine. They usually have some good stuff.
Hold on, here's a comment that someone left on that responses thing. He said, I was listening to Black Dahlia Murder at work one night. My boss walks in and asks me if I was abused as a child and says women don't listen to metal.
So, wait,
What?
women
Women
don't
listen to
listen to
metal?
metal.
What the fuck?
So, Girls' School, Bitch, Funerus, Abnormality, they don't exist. Okay.
Pretty much
Good to
according
know.
to what this girl wrote on her boss told her that.
Or,
What a dork.
Wait a minute. When did it? Yeah, we were over that last week. I think we talked about people saying like, "Oh, all chick bands suck" or something like that. Yeah, lots of women listen to metal, and if you don't believe me, check out those bands that I just said.
Oh, I
Maybe
believe
Dark
you.
and
I
Nocturnes.
metal was pretty cool.
Okay, you want me to go to Decibel Magazine?
Yes, because they're usually better than Metal Erection.
Okay.
They give me metallic
The
erections.
first article is yet another Black Friday sale. Get a free issue with a 1 or 2 year subscription.
No, I don't want to. Make me.
Okay. You're gonna love this. On Sirius XM Channel 40 now. Forget Black Friday, it's Death Friday on SXM Liquid Metal now. Decibel editor Albert Meridian hosts Choosing Death, playing an hour of death metal and grindcore classics. And
I like him.
it plugs his book about death metal and grindcore called
I
Choosing Death.
like him. I've read the book. Little too much about death metal, Albert. Not enough about grindcore. It's a good book, though. I recommend reading it.
What would you guys recommend doing about neighbors that like psychologically harass you and shit?
Oh my god.
What do you do about neighbors that psychologically harass people?
Yeah.
Well, isn't it the obvious solution? Set them on fire.
Eric, just keep reading. I don't want to get in. I can't.
Okay, another version of the Albert Meridian thing, another subscription thing. Get in the holiday spirit with our pre-meal playlist at Apple Music.
No. Next story. Come on,
Uh,
there's got to be some news about here.
Okay. Weirdness to take into the holiday. Gang set thrash from Cryptopsy offshoot Digital Doomsday.
Whoa,
Yeah, they suck.
that sounds fucking crazy.
Nah, it's not really.
Gang.
Cryptopsy's okay, though. They're a Canadian tech death band.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, yet another another status about Albert Meridian and his show on Sirius XM.
Oh,
I
wait,
meant
you're on the...
what?
What?
I'm just saying it's another status about his show.
Wait, you're just on the Facebook page?
Yeah.
No, go to the website.
Okay.
That's... Yeah.
Okay.
Until, Jim, if you can come up with something good.
No, not yet. I'm getting
I
there.
think
Jim
I already
Thompson.
I can read some more from the Bible.
No. Eric,
Look,
I'll find a good one.
you said you had something to say?
the special issues of Decibel magazine are the top 100 old school metal albums of all time, the top 100 doom metal albums of all time, the top 100 death metal albums of all time, and the top 100 black metal albums of all time.
I could do all those. In fact, maybe that's something I will do. I don't think I've ever listened to 100 doom metal albums though. If I did, I think I'd be dead by now from suicide or something.
Hebrews 11, great examples of faith. Faith is the confidence that what we hope for will
Well, don't read
actually
the
happen.
Bible. We don't.
It gives us assurance about things we cannot see.
You're not going to read the good passages.
Yeah, you're not going to read the cool passages.
Let me find
Like the one about the 42
Elliot.
children. What, Eric?
Do you want me to read some of the
What?
fun stories from the Bible?
No,
Uh,
Yeah, read a fun story.
Let me
we've
find.
already done. We've already done that
Oh.
on Cold Cast and shit. Besides, I don't really want to talk about the Bible. I had to spend yesterday with religious family members. I'm over that.
Oh.
In other news, why isn't Corey Taylor murdered yet?
I don't know.
What happened?
Who is that person?
He's just annoying, and he has a shit band called
Okay.
Slipknot.
Oh
Okay.
shit.
Yeah. I thought it was something more relevant to, like, something actually happening, but,
No, I don't think anyone's really said anything. I guess Korn's all become Christians now.
I mentioned the KGB, but then some helicopters flew by. It was pretty weird.
Yes, Dick, because they're all spying on you with their evil helicopters because they want to take your guns or whatever.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't know.
yeah, no, they're not.
Okay.
Besides, the KGB's Russian, you're Canadian. It'd be
Alright,
the CJB. Ha, ha, ha. What was I gonna say?
I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, Slipknot.
Oh, boy.
New metal.
CGB? That sounds like a company I was talking about.
And
Company
it
for
New
came
metal,
to
Jim.
pass when the Jim would take up Elijah into heaven by a whirlwind, that Elijah went up Jim's ass and died. While he was dying, he said, "Tarry here, I pray thee, for the Jim hath sent me to Bethel." And Bethel had a wide vagina.
Whoa.
Unfortunately, they went to Bethel, Alabama.
Yes.
That's deep.
He took up the mantle of Elijah that fell from him, and went back and stood by the bank of Jordan, wiping his ass with the shit-stained mantle.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
And he said unto the Jim, "Bring me a new curse, and put salt therein." And there Jim brought the curse, and shit on more people. And he went forth unto the springs of the waters, and cast Jim's defecated salt everywhere. Thus saith the Jim, I have healed these waters. There shall not be from thence any more death or barren land, for all will have already perished in my own filth.
Whoa.
And then Elliot
Amen.
came and got really, really drunk.
I have to hand it to Jim. That sounded like an actual Bible verse.
I did. Jim, you're awesome. I'm gonna peace for a second. Peace out, guys. Hang on.
And Elijah said, As the Jim of hosts liveth, before whom I stand, surely, were it not that I regard the presence of the Jim as the King of all, God of gods, and Savior of all, I would look not toward thee, nor see thee, for I am not worthy of gazing upon the Jim. And
I am not gazing and worthing upon the Jim.
thus saith the Jim, Make this a valley full of ditches, so that we may throw the corpses in them.
Yes!
That's sick.
Yes,
Wow.
it is. Hey, wait. Jim, talk about Dick's favorite pastime. Abusing children.
Whose favorite pastime?
Dick's favorite pastime.
Dick's?
Peeping Tom guy? Talk about his favorite pastime.
Masturbating children. That's nuts.
Abusing children. Torturing children. Remember, he got all butthurt about that.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me? I didn't torture any children. What the fuck?
No, when we were joking about it, you were like, I don't like that, eh?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
And then you were annoying, so he blocked you.
Yeah, that happens, but I'm different now.
No, you're not.
And then some bastard said to his mother that she had taken him unto his mother, and he sat on her knees till noon. Then he died. And she went up unto his father onto his head and said, "This bastard is dead." And she went up and laid on the bed of the god of Jim, and shut the door upon him, and went out. And she called unto her husband, and he said, "I pray thee, one of the young men, and one of the asses, whom which the Jim shall bless, and will put their cock in my rectal orifice." And he said, "Wherefore wilt thou go to him today?" And she said, "He is a corpse, I shall feast upon it." And so she went and came to Jim on Mount Carmel, as Jim was masturbating to pictures of porn. And when she saw the Jim, saw her far off, she said unto the servant, "Yea, run now, I pray thee, to meet me, as I am now naked for you." And then Jim said, "You art a bitch and deserve to be slapped. Go back home and fucking slap yourself." And so she did.
That was such a good Bible story right there. That's how you do it. Dude, every other YouTube show, the Thinking Atheist, all those, they got nothing on us.
Oh, this is good.
And you wonder why we don't have any, bands wanting to be interviewed or anything.
Now
Not
the
yet,
captain.
not yet. I'm working on that.
Now the captain of Syria, which was now a ship instead of a nation, under the Jim's powers which have given it providence, said, "Mighty man in valor, but was a leper. And leprosy reigned, and had gone out by companies, and had brought away captive out of the land of Jim's ass, as their limbs fell off their bodies every step of the way, until they were nothing but a walking torso. And she said unto her mistress, Would Jim, my lord, give me a prophet in the land of Sumeria? And then Jim cursed her with the leprosy as well. And her lips fell off, giving her devoid, and her eyes fell into her mouth, and she began to choke. And Jim said, Go to, go. Do not go to go. Now go to go, and collect $200. And she departed, and took $10,000 of silver, and 6,000 pieces of gold, and 10 changes of raiment. For she did not know how long it would take, and figured changing her clothes often on the journey next door would be helpful.
Wow, that's inspiring.
So she did that even with her eyes falling into her mouth?
Yes. For she went to the rivers of Damascus, better than all the waters everywhere else. May I not wash my testicles in them? For she had grown a penis out of her leprosy.
Whoa.
So she turned and went away in a rage.
No way.
That's just
That never happened.
Yes,
gold, right?
That never happened.
Dude. God, I hate this guy. Jim, your stories are true. Tell them more.
Yes, and his servants came near, and spake unto the Jim, and said, O Lord Jim, if the prophet had bid thee to do some great thing, wouldst thou not have done it? And the Jim laughed, and urinated in their faces, and said, There, I have done something, and blessed thee. Now come, wash, and be clean in the stream of my own urine.
Can I get some of that?
Sure, I'll sell you my bottled urine for $100 a pop.
I'm down.
Eric, you want some?
No?
I'm down.
I like it the way he said it. He's not even willing to joke about it.
I was like, oh, fuck this shit.
No, seriously, I want the piss.
He thinks Eric's got something to hide.
I want the piss. I want the piss.
What would I have to
Jim,
hide?
I
Tell
want the piss.
us more stories of the before time, for we are listening, and it really does fill a lot of time because I seriously got nothing to do all day. So unless you've got something to do.
In this thing, the Jim pardoned thy servant, that when the Jim goeth into his house of ramen noodles to worship there, he layeth his hand on his penis and bows in the house of ramen noodles. When I bow down to myself, as I am myself a god I am worshipping in this house of ramen noodles, the Jim, pardon thy servant in this thing. And the Jim said unto him, Go in peace. So he departed from the Jim a little way. But then his servant said, Behold, my master hath spared Naaman in the Syrian house of ramen noodles, in not receiving at his hands that which he brought. But as the Jim liveth, everyone run, as Jim had just farted, and taken a part of somewhat of him.
Aw,
In a house made out of ramen noodles.
that was fucking touching, man.
That doesn't seem that stable to me.
Shut up, I was fucking on 18 hits of acid.
Yeah, he was on.
Oh, you actually wrote this?
No.
I was gonna say, if you had written this, that's awesome. I was just thinking about the structural integrity of a house made out of ramen noodles. It just doesn't seem that.
No, the moment it rains, it sogs, it just fucking washes away in a pile of...
And the guy's like in his house naked, like getting dressed, and all of a sudden, oh, excuse me.
And the ramen house noodles spoke. And the ramen said, Be content, take 2 talents. And they said, Is this a D&D campaign? And he urged them, and bound the 2 talents of silver into their bags, with 2 changes of garments, and wiped his ass upon them, and said unto his servants, They bear me before me, as I am me. So saith the Jim.
Why aren't we making this into like an animated show?
Yeah, we should take this out and just put the shit in there.
Or no, better yet, a movie for the most nonsensical plot ever made. Like,
And the leprosy therefore fell upon the ramen noodles, and it shall cleave unto thee, and unto thy seed forever and ever. And he went out from the presence of the Jim as a leper, and as white as snow, for he was now an albino racist pig, who deserved nothing more, and they all pointed and laughed, as he was the Klansman.
oh, what the fuck? I don't know what you're talking about.
But you gotta admit, my holy scripture's better.
It is. But you don't have 42 children being eaten by bears, or jinx, or goats.
The Gospel according to Jim.
Add those in, and you've got a better one.
And the sons of Jinx said unto the Jim, Behold now, a place where we dwell with thee is too strait for us. And the Jim gaveth them goats to cross upon the Jordan, and take thence every man a beam, straight from their anus as a baked log. And there they may dwelleth. And they answered, Go ye, please give us your rain of defecation. And one said, Be content to pray, for the Jim has many servants. And he answered, Yes, I do, and I will teabag each of you in turn when the time comes. And he vomited upon them. So he went with them, and the Jim came to Jordan, and cut down wood.
Yep, it's perfect now. I just had 2 little requests, and, they're met, so now it's perfect.
Yes, we had to fit that somewhere, and I don't know how it all works in the great scheme of things.
It does. Goats crossing the river. We're not really designed for this.
Don't worry, the Jim has found a way.
You suck. I'm looking at God. Okay, I don't mean to get all geeky and nerdy, but I got some diecast called Subaru Brat, which is like a, those little tiny truck like a Chevy S10. It's like one of those little trucks.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, okay. I know the little
Uh,
trucks.
yeah, like maybe an S10 or something like, or a Ford Ranger. It's like that, but what they did to get around to make it a family car is they put jump seats in the back in the bed. Jump seats are the seats that face the other way, the rear-facing seats. So could you imagine the poor soul who has to sit in the back in the open on the bed facing the tailgate?
We used to do that, except we didn't have seats for that.
Yeah, we used to do that all the time. Well, we used to do that when it was when we were like going uphill, but like you can't. I was like, we never fell off. That was really fun to do too.
And it came to pass, when Jim came into Samaria, that his servant said, Jim, open the eyes of these men, that they may see. And the Jim opened their eyes, and they saw his ass. And behold, they were in the midst of Samaria, with Jim's anus staring down at them. And they begged, Please, O dear Jim, do not suffer your wrath onto us. But it was too late, for he had wreaked vengeance from his rectal orifice, as the noxious gas permeated the lands, killing all that inhaled.
Aw, those poor guys. They didn't do anything to deserve it. Good!
And the goats cheered, and the servants of the Jinx, that came more out of her vagina, as an army of midgets.
Yes, I will support that, and I will join forces with them. Eric,
Yeah,
will you join forces with Jinx's midget vagina children?
I guess, sure.
They're not even children, they just marched out of it.
Oh,
We don't
God.
know how, for it was the miracle of the Jim.
Just see imagining, like, Jinx laying down like a mountain and, like, midgets marching out of her vagina.
And it came to pass after this, that the beheaded king gathered all of his host, and went up and besieged Samaria. And Jim's rectal orifice took great delight in this, and more farting was had, and more people choked. And behold, his farts had besieged the army, until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of a dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. And thus saith the Jim, It was in passing by upon the wall that I masturbated, carrying a woman unto my arms, and I helped myself to the king.
And then he said, No, we'll take my powder blue Honda Civic.
The Honda Civic did not exist in the before time, only in the after time.
Neither did goats.
The goats definitely existed in the before time.
Shut your face.
Goats have always existed. I have made them since the dawn, and that is why they are cool. And as the king of Jim's ass was passing upon the wall, he said unto the Jim, Do not help me. Whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or onto the wine press? And the Jim said, Fuck that shit. I want some whiskey. And that is why I want you to allieth with me and make me some whiskey, so that the woman can eat some dung, to give thy son the meat to him this day. And he said, Where will she get the meat if she is eating dung? And the Jim said, Boil your son and eat him. And I said unto her the next day,
Mhm.
And it came to pass, when they heard the words of the Jim through the woman that had eaten the dung and semen on her clothes, and he passed upon by the wall, and the people looked, and behold, and he had sackcloth upon his flesh, and said, The Jim, who had also done this to me, is the head of my son, and the Sepharfat of all that is to this day. But the Jim sat in his house, and the elders sat outside, praying to him, and the Jim urinated into their eyes, with stinging tears of regret. But the messenger came unto the Jim, and said to the elders, See how this son of a murderer hath sent me to take away my head. But the Jim took off his head anyway, and used it as a door stopper. Is that not the sound of your master's feet behind him? Saith the Jim.
And the alien saith, Why can't we get Ferraris? And I said,
Okay.
I got more drink. Pepsi.
Yay. Hear ye the words of the Jim, saith the Jim. Tomorrow, about this time, shall measure of fine flour be sold for a shekel, and a shekel will come out of Jim's anus, for he put it there years ago, and it is now fermented into the gate of Samaria.
Viewers, no, I don't know what's wrong with them. Actually, I think I do.
And where the 4 leprous men entering the gate, they say unto one another, Why sit we here until we die? And the Jim said, If you enter the city, then famine is in the city, and you shall die there. And if you sit there, you will die also. Now therefore come, and let it fall upon everyone else that I shall use your corpses as biological warfare, heaved over the walls of discontent. And if it kills you, you shall but die.
And they said, So we're damned if we do and damned if we don't.
Exactly.
I like these. This is the gospel according to someone who doesn't want anything to happen that's happy. Because, yeah, they really have
God
no
of
choice.
punishment.
God of punishment and rock and roll. Oh, that's something different.
Oh, shut up, Elliot.
I own a bank machine.
Oh, stop it with that.
Oh, he'll be back. He'll be back. He just had some.
Hello?
Told you. beep, beep, beep. The number you were trying to call is, well, you're not trying to call the number, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
Oh shit, you guys weren't hearing me.
No, and we really didn't want to.
Oh, good.
Hello, Jim. Jim.
Yes, I am here. I hope.
Jim.
Am I here?
Yes.
Okay.
Jim Thompson is a midget raper.
The Midget River. For the
Midget
Jim
raper.
For the Jim hath made a host.
Okay, stop playing the harmonica. Seriously.
For
Thank
the
you.
Jim.
Jim.
For the Jim hath made a host of panty wastes to hear the noise of chariots, and a noise of horses, as they trampled upon him in the great host. And they said unto one another, Lo, the Jim hath hired against us a killing of the titties. And the Jim said, I would never kill the titties.
Who muted somebody?
I do not know. Was it me? Or was it someone else?
Eric?
Wherefore
What?
Eric?
Wherefore they arose.
Sorry, I heard a beep, so I thought. I heard a beep, so I thought someone did something.
Oh.
Don't play harmonica.
Okay.
Bad boy. Bad boy.
Okay.
I have some tinfoil you can make a hat out of.
I already did that.
Jim.
Wherefore arose and fled into the twilight, and left their tents. They bore upon the cross of Coven as it burned in the twilight sky, with the powers of Jim's anus fueling the fire with its obnoxious fumes, set ablaze by their asses, even in the camp as it was, and they fled for their lives. And when these lepers came to the utmost part of the camp, they went into one tent, and did eat and drink, and carried thence silver, and gold, and raiment, and went and hid it in Jim's ass. And he came again and again, because there was something in his anus, and he did not like it. But the Jim was so sadistic he did not care.
The Jim did not care. I could be like your I could be like your singer guy. Except for I can't fucking sing.
The Jim didn't care, didn't care, didn't care. The Jim didn't care.
The Jim did not
I think the
care.
healthcare. I think the healthcare system in Canada is taking advantage of my family.
Jim.
The power of Satan, the vaginal orifice of your family? Okay.
Jim.
Yes.
The Jim did not care.
And so Jim called upon the porter of another city, and he told them, saying, I came here to camp, and behold, there was no man here, and neither a voice of man, but horses tied, and asses spanked, and their tents as they wore in their pants. And the Jim called unto the porters, and they told it to the king's house within. And the king sat there at night, and said unto his servants, I will not shew you as they have done to us. But the Jim had already kicked down the door, and decided to set the place on fire. And they were now hungry. Therefore they had gone out of the camp, and had to hide themselves in the fields, saying, When Jim came out of the city, we shall catch him alive. But then Jim decapitated all of them.
Wait, Jim, I got a question for everyone.
I'm sorry. I'm kind of having trouble following the continuity.
How do you guys feel about taxis?
I don't know. I mean, we pay them, so.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought too.
I mean, we all pay taxes, and so I mean, I don't really buy this whole tax resistor.
They're probably judging me on the fact that I didn't pay my taxes.
The government has no right to tax me. Yes, they do. I'm sorry, you are not a sovereign citizen. You are what they call a Nimrod.
Okay.
So yes, you should probably pay your taxes unless you know that they're being used. Unless you know they are being used in a way that you do not agree with, in which case then you can conscientiously not pay your taxes and go to prison. Didn't want to pay the taxes because it was being used for something you didn't agree with.
Okay.
And Jim can masturbate onto your toast.
Sounds good to me. I love my life.
I hate my life. I like Pepsi though.
And one of the Jim's servants said, Let me some take, I pray thee, 5 of the horses that remain, which are left in the city, and behold, there are as the multitude of horses everywhere, but the goats had trampled them out. And then the horses were destroyed by the goats in the great holy war between horse and goat. So the Jim said, Let us see unto them and see. And lo and behold, 2 chariot horses, and the king sent after the host of the Jim, and said, Jim, go and see. And so they went on to the Jim, and lo, all was the way was full of garments and vessels, for the Jim had stripped everyone naked, and cast them away in their haste. And their messenger returned, and told this unto the king. And the king shat himself. For unknowns to him, the king had appointed a lord unto whose hand he had leaned to have the charge of the gate.
I just love it. They tell the king something, all of a sudden, all the king does is, the king, Jim has removed all the garments, and the goats have killed the horses.
Okay, I'm just gonna go back and start rambling nonsense.
For the record, I think I like where my tax dollars go.
So, Jim is God. Who are the other? So Jim is God. How does everything else fit in?
And that Elliot answered unto the Jim, and said, Now, behold, if the Jim should make windows in heaven, might such a thing be? And he said, Behold, thou shalt see with thine eyes, but I cannot see, for I am blind. And the Jim said unto him, I do not care, thou shalt see anyway. And they trode upon the gate before them, and millions died.
So I get to be a saint,
Yeah, sure, why not?
and Jinx is some kind of lesser deity type thing.
Yeah, she had the midgets crawling out of her vagina, but were yet not born. They just came out of it.
All right, I can live with that. And the goats killed the horses.
Yes, except for the two horses that the king rode out on his chariot with the shekel for barley.
The war between horse and goat.
Yes, it was a great holy war.
And the goats won. Take that, horsey.
And thus spake Jim unto the woman, whose son he had restored to life, saying, Arise and go forth. Arise and go
Thank you
thou
for
to
interrupting.
Arise and go thou to thine household, and fetch me a beer. And she slapped Jim in the face. And Jim said, You naughty little whore, sojourn wheresoever there can sojourn. And so the Jim called for a famine, and it shall come upon the land 7 years.
But Jim secretly got some sort of bizarre thrill out of the slap.
Mm-hmm.
Jim has a portal to another dimension.
And the woman
Jim is
arose.
another dimension.
Exactly. And the woman arose and did after saying unto the Jim, and she went with her household and sojourned to the land of sojourn, which was filled with Philistines and great plagues that Elisha had foreseen unto the Elijah into the plains. And it came to pass at the 7 years' end that the woman returned out of the land, and she went forth to cry unto the Jim for her house and for her land. And the Jim talked with the servant of man, and the Jim saying, Tell me, I pray thee, all the things that are great that Jim hath done. For he had started talking about himself in the third person, as he has always done. And it came to pass, as Jim was telling the king how he had restored the dead boy to life with the magic powers of his own anus, behold, the woman whose son had been restored to life cried unto the Jim for her house and her land. And Jim said, Did we not do this before? And the king said, My lord, O Jim, this is the woman and her son, whom the Jim had restored to life. And the Jim said, Do you not think I already know this, for I have done it?
Yeah, I always liked about the Bible how they always repeated things, whatever the like. Yeah. So yeah, finally, yeah, I know that already.
Donkey.
This is the person who you've helped restore to life. Yeah, I know. I knew that 5 pages ago.
Yeah, and it just keeps being brought up.
Yeah. Dude. I know. Okay, I was there. I did it. I know. You have restored this. I know.
And then Jim said unto her, Go, say unto him, Thou mayst certainly recover. Howbeit the Jim is shrewd, and all shall surely die.
And then the son said, bogus,
Amen.
dude.
Amen.
I was brought back to life just to die again. Okay. Sure, why not?
Yeah, dude. Like, okay.
Yeah, dude, like, that's kind of sucks, man.
And Hazael said, Why weepeth my Jim? And the Jim answered, Because I know the evil that wilt do unto the children that you have, and I shall do them with strong bonds of holds. And wilt thou be set on fire, or wilt thou be slain with the sword? And wilt thou children dash and rip upon their will children with women and child, and feast upon their carcasses in cannibalistic orgies? And Hazael said, But what is thy servant, a dog, that should do this great thing? And the Jim said, I had shown myself that thou shalt be king over Syria. And he went forth proclaiming himself the king of Syria, and the Syrians had beheaded him. So departed from the Jim, and came his master, who said unto him, What has he said unto thee? And the Jim answered, He told me thou shalt surely recover, and then die.
And then I said, dude, that's some trippy shit, yo.
That's so messed up, man.
Dude, that's like some really trippy shit, yo. You're like magic mushrooms or something.
Oh, God. Well,
Like, can I have some of that?
back in the day, we were partying, and Final Fantasy VI had been like, the game I was playing at the time, and like it had this really trippy animation for Ultima, which is a high damaging spell, and I was spamming it on the last boss.
Okay, awesome show. I'm gonna peace out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Bye.
I love you.
See you later, Canadian.
Yeah, see you later, eh?
Hey.
Eh. Bye-bye.
Anyways, as I was saying,
He's
what were you saying?
less annoying now.
Yes.
I said, he's slightly less annoying now. At least I can bear him.
Yep.
But I'm still not letting it back in the PTR chat. Anyway, what were you saying?
Yeah. Well, anyways, one of the moves for the boss was mistranslated as 10 hits. And since I frequently played the game to melt people's brains while they were on acid, we're like, oh, 10 hits, yeah, acid.
Do you do you partake in the beer form of alcoholic beverages?
Yes, I like beer.
What kind of beer dost thou enjoy?
I think it's called Erdinger or something. That's good. I like Arrogant Bastard. I like, for the cheaper shit, Sam Adams or, what's it called? Molson for the cheaper end.
I like Guinness.
There used to be this shit called Honey Brown we used to drink in spades back in the day, and I forget who the hell made it, or I haven't seen it anywhere. If I have, it wasn't packaged in the same boxing with the same name.
I actually got Guinness Stout at the Durocross race I was at. I'm surprised.
Okay, I'll drink that.
Drink 10 pints before the show. This is the gym. I don't know what I do because I'm going. Yes, I challenge you. Drink 10 pints of Guinness before the show.
And in the 5th year of the Jim and the son of the Ahab king of Jehoshaphat, and the king of Jehoram, son of Jehoshaphat, and the king began to reign. And 32 years old was he when he began to reign. and he rejected 8 years in Jim's anus. For he walked into the way of kings, and did not hand to the house of Ahab. For his daughter was of Ahab, and was also his wife. And he said unto evil into the sight of the Jim. Yet the Jim did not destroy them, for his servant's sake, as he promised him, to give him a way of light, and to his children. And then the Jim revolted under the hand of himself, and made him over themselves himself, as he masturbated into the air. So Joram went over to Zair, and the chariots with him, and he rose by night, and smote the Edomites, which encompassed about him, and the captains of the chariots, and the people fled into their tents. Yet Jim, from under the hand of his own hand, then he came and revolted at the same time, and vomited on everyone into their mouths and up their noses.
Ugh. And then Ahab went out to go hunting for the great white whale.
Sure, why not? We'll make that canon.
He's the son of Jehoshaphat, and Jehoshaphat was known for jumping, apparently.
22 years old was Isaiah when he began to reign, and he reigned in 1 year. That his mother's name was Attila the Hun, and daughter of Omri.
Oh, God, you made me choke on my Pepsi. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. And he walked into the way of the Ahab, and he did evil in the sight of the Jim, and in the house of Ahab. For he was the son-in-law of the house of Ahab, where Jerome was also the son of Ahab, to the war against...
Not the son-in-law of Ahab, but the son-in-law of the actual house of Ahab. He actually married the house.
Yeah, he was son of the actual house, yes.
Yes.
And he went with the Jim, son of the Ahab, who the Jim somehow had made himself the son of something he had created, for the war against the Ezekiel king of Hezekiel in Syria and in the Rothenglade. And the Syrians had warned Joram, who had been wounded by the Syrians. And the Jim said unto them all, You are healed in Jezreel, and I shall defecate upon thy farms, so that fruits may grow. And then they all died.
And then Eliud said,
sick.
And then Eliud said, I'll go to Europe. That seems a little more tranquil than Syria at this point.
Yes, the Jim's apparently pissed. I don't remember any of this. This is what I blacked out one day.
Are you making this up as you go along, or was this all planned out, or what?
If you want the honest truth, I'm reading the Bible and just throwing in tidbits here and there that sound like it makes sense to me.
Good. No, well, I thought that's what you're doing, but I was just wondering if you were, if like you've written this one day, or I kind of gathered what you were doing, but
yeah, and I'm just doing it on the spot. That's why it's not really being coherent at all.
But if it was coherent, it'd be boring. That's why this theology is great. But hopefully, get a lick of sense.
Exactly, it makes fucking awesome. This is why people praise the Jim. For the prophet of
praise the Elliot.
Yes, why not? For the prophet called unto the children of the prophets, and said unto them, Grind up thy loins, and take this box of oil with thine hand, and go to the Ramagoth. And when thou'st thither, look out there, that Jim, son of the Jim, and son of Jehoshaphat, who is son of the Jim, son of Nimishi, and go in, and make him arise from among his brethren, and carry him to an inner chamber, and take the box of oil, and take your ground loins onto thy head, and pour it all. And thus saith the Jim, I have anointed thee over Israel. Then set thyself on fire. Then open the door and flee, and tarry not.
What? What? I don't know. But I'm sorry. My brain is broken. No. No. Make it stop. My brain. I don't know where I am anymore. Where am I?
So the young men, even the young men
No.
and the prophet, went to Rothamglade. And when they came, lo and behold, their captains were of the host were sitting, and they ground upon their loins, and poured them and the oil over their heads. And it said, I have an errand to thee, O captain. Then opened the door and set themselves on fire and ran away. And the captain said unto them, unto which of all of us? And he said to thee, O captain.
And I said, you're going to damage the carpet. That's an expensive carpet. Come on.
And he arose and went into the house, and he poured oil over his head, and said unto him, thus saith the Jim, I have anointed thee king over the people of the Jim, even over the Jim. And the Jim farted and set it on fire, and 18 million people screamed in pain and agony, for they were within the house of the Ahab thy master, and that they may avenge themselves of the blood. And the Jim said unto them, the blood of all the servants of the Jim is at the hand of Jezebel, and she is one sexy bitch.
Fuck Jezebel. Just saying.
For the whole house of Ahab shall perish, and I will cut them from Ahab, from the wall of the Ahab, and him that is shut up into to the left and into the right, that is known as Ahab. And I will make them a house for Ahab, like all the other house of Ahab, the son of Ahab, and the house like Baasha, the son of Ahab. And the dogs shall eat Jezebel, for her vagina shall make her come, and there shall be none to bury her. And the Jim shall open the door, and everyone fled.
So the dogs will eat her, but she'll have an orgasm while
Yeah.
she's being eaten.
And no one will be around to bury her.
Is there anyone here who doesn't die at least once?
No. They're all going to die for my amusement. We know this.
But then
Come
they'll
on.
be brought back to life, and then they'll die again.
Yes. They will have recovered so they may die again. It's like a never-ending war show.
Never-ending death. Welcome once again to the bloody pit, my friends. We're so glad you could attend. Come and die, come and die. That's a Guar reference that you're not going to get.
Yeah, that sounds like Zombies March.
Oh,
Anyway.
you actually got the reference. Okay,
Yeah.
good boy. Well, I don't know. You said you kind of lost track of Guar, so.
There's some albums I've been listening to lately because I just bought them.
Which albums are they?
They're the fucking what's it called? Fuck, my brain's not working.
That's a great album.
Battle Maximus, Bloody Pit of Horror, Lust in Space. Those are three I bought recently. I already had Violence Has Arrived, and I had to reinvest in America Must Be Destroyed.
Those are the three most recent ones, and they're a lot more metal.
Yes.
I kind of miss the silly stuff. I know you've never been a fan of the silly stuff, but
No, I've always been a fan of the silly stuff. That's when I fucking grew up with them.
you said you didn't like We Kill Everything, bitch, or Carnival.
No, I said I liked them.
Yeah,
I don't
those
know
are.
who the
I
hell.
think those are. I think those are my two favorite albums. I know that's like an unpopular opinion, but because I like the silly punk stuff. Oh, I didn't tell you. Oops, hang on, let me just. I didn't want to check something. I'm saving those. I'm saving those pictures of Jinx.
You must be drunk 'cause we had that fucking discussion, dude, man. Like where we were talking about, I was like, yeah, I fucking like Carnival except for that song at the end. I mean, there's a lot of filler songs I didn't care for, but then there were other songs I liked, but the ones I didn't care for were tolerable, except for Don't Need
Yeah,
a Man.
I try. I mean, I like Slimenstra, as we all know, and I tried that song, and it's not for me much. I'm just not into jazz.
I liked My Girly Ways a lot better.
Yeah, but if Don't Need a Man comes on, I'll listen to it. I don't give a shit, really. I mean, it's whatever. I'm
No,
always willing to give. I'm always willing to give songs another try
yeah.
because it's on my iPod, so might as well, right?
hmm Then J
Um,
Hook. What?
well, no, I was gonna tell you what I did was we were at my aunt's and there were these elderly people, and I was listening to. Uh, I know you're not crazy about it, but I was listening to that ultra brutal slammy death metal thing. You know, with gurgle vocals and things like that. And they're like, "What are you listening to?" And I showed, and they're like, "Is this what the kids like these days?" And I was like, "Yes, they love this type of music." So they're not convinced that the kid will death metal.
I missed part of that because my brain farted. Exactly.
That was me growling. No, I showed the uh, old people slamming brutal death metal. You know, the like with the gurgle vocals, and they're like, "Is
Yeah.
that what the kids? Is that what the kids like today?" Like this, they go crazy for this stuff. So there's people who think that the kids love slamming brutal death metal.
Yay.
Slam, I love slam. I'm trying to get Jinx on this show actually.
Go for it. Then Jehu came forth to the servants of the gym, and said unto them, Is this all well? And they said, It is false. Tell us now. And he said, Thus spaketh the gym, saying,
And
Thus saith the gym, I have anointed thee king over the gym. And the gym set him on fire. Then they hasted and took every man in his garment, and put it on top of him.
okay.
I'm
What?
still trying to figure out how that works.
No, what I was gonna say was if she came on the show, you'd probably have to host the show because I would probably die. I'm sorry, our host just died.
He's gone, and that was his last word.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's. I got the ghost of Dave Brocky on here.
The host, Dave Brocky. Ooh,
Dave Brocky. Wouldn't that be cool?
yeah.
Yeah.
Resurrect Dave Brocky.
Just to be on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So Dave, what's death like? Death sucks.
So Jehu, the son of Jehoshaphat, the son of Nimshi, conspired against Joram. Now Joram, the Joram of the Throthglad, and he of Israel, for Jim's anus had spoketh unto Syria. But Joram, who was returned to be healed in the Jezreel of the wounds which the Jim had given unto him from Syria's anal evacuation, when he fought with the king of Hazael, the king of the Syria, and the Jehu said, If it you be in your minds, then let none go forth nor escape out of the city, to go set themselves on fire as the Jim's ass had erupted. So Jehu rode out in a chariot and went into Jezreel, then went into Jotham, and then went into Uzziah, for the king of the Judah was to see Joram from within Jim's anus, as there stood a watchman on the tower of Jezreel, and he spied the company of Jehu, and he came out and said, I see company. And Joram said, Take thee a horseman, and send to meet them, and I shall slay them, as I say, this is in peace. For as I stab you, we come in peace.
And the chariot had a 550 horsepower 427 Chevrolet big block.
Sure, why not? I said it
I
did
like how
not
you
come
just-
until later. What?
What's that?
What'd you say?
No, yeah, I said, I like you just say, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, exactly. We'll make that part of canon.
And they said, bam, dude, that's a sick engine.
And the
Because
watchman
they talk
told,
like that back then.
yeah, and the watchman told, saying, He came even unto them, and cometh not again. And driving is like driving of the Jehu, and the son of Nishimi, for he had driven the driveth ferociously in the Ferrari of the driveth furiously. And Joram said unto him, Make ready. And his driving became a chariot, and it was made ready. And Joram sent unto the Jim, the king of the Jim, who is the Jim, out into each chariot. They came, and the Jehu met him in the portion of the mayhem of the Porsche, in the Naboth of the Jezreelite.
And then Elliot said, this is one weird acid trip. Because it turned out that it turns out this entire story, Elliot was found running around in a mall naked, screaming about Porsches and Jim and Jinx midgets.
And it
He was
came
taken to a mental asylum.
And it came to pass, when Eliot saw Jehu, he said, I am blind and cannot see you. And he said, Is it peace? And the Eliot answered, What is peace, whereas whoredoms of thy mother Jezebel and her witchcrafts are so many? And then Jim turned to him and said, It is time that they fled. And so said unto Hosea, They fled. There is treachery, O Hosea.
And Jim said, hey, wait a minute. I thought you liked witchcraft.
Yeah, I thought so too. And whoredoms on top of it all. I mean, who doesn't enjoy whoredoms?
And I was like, oh, yeah, sorry. My mind just kind of blanked out for a minute.
Because you thought you could see, but then you had to inform people
Yes.
you were blind again.
Yes. Now let us go. Set things on fire. Go set the Jim.
Then said Jehu unto Bidker, his captain, Take up and cast him into the portion of the sea, so that it may appease the Jib. For remember now that when I and thou rode together against Ahab, for Ahab, his father the Ahab, the Jim laid this burden upon us.
I'm just trying to figure out this lineage here.
there's, there's so much incest and asexuality with oneself that kids, I don't know.
And
Through the
Elliot
miracle of the
had a-
Jim, you masturbated and 12 kids came.
But then Elliot got to screw Jinx. So
Yeah. After the midgets crawled out of the vaginal orifice.
yeah, but I was just like, hey, hell, you know what? So
Why
I
not?
did it. Yeah, that was disgusting. You're disgusting.
Mhm. And the servants of the gem carried him a chariot unto the buried lands of the city of the fathers in the city of the gem. And in the 11th year of Joram, the son of Ahab, began Azaz to reign over the gem. And the gem rebelled by farting in his face, and then defecating into each of his nostrils, and pasting them upon the Jezreel herd of the painter in the goat's helm, as the goat stampeded the last bit of life out of his genitalia. And he looked out the window and saw that, yes, indeed, he was a widow.
Okay. You know what? Several hundred years later, when civilization is destroyed and rebuilt, and nobody has any record of this, they're going to find this PTR episode somehow, and archaeologists are going to go, "Look, it is a relic from the past time. We will listen to it, and we will see."
And it will create a new cracked out religion for them.
The society is based on this religion. So like somehow you'll like come back to life and you'll be like, what? Because you were like frozen, like like Futurama or something like that, and you'll be like, what? And they'll be like, thus saith the gym.
Good. Now fetch me a beer. So saith the gym. And he lifted up to his face to the window. Who is by my side? And Jim waved his cock into his eyeballs. For there he looked and saw 2 or 3 eunuchs, for he could not see.
This the before time. This was a really weird society, wasn't
it? Yes. This was considered Tuesday.
No, but seriously, several thousand years later, people are like, it is a message from the before time. We shall listen to it and see what life was like back then.
And when the alien has come in, he did drink and eat, and said, Go now, cursed woman. And then he had sex with her, for she is a king's daughter. And they went to bury her, but they found no more of her than the skull, and the feet, and the palms of her hands. Wherefore they came, no one could say. And the Jim said unto them, This is the world of the Jim, which he spake by his servant of the gym, the Elliot, saying, In this portion of Jezreel shall dogs eat the flesh of Jezebel, after I have scorned her with my seed.
Wait, so I had sex with the king's daughter who then died.
And all that was left was a skull, her feet, and the palms of her hands.
I wonder what I did with her.
This was something brutal. I don't know.
I have an idea. I have an idea.
Yeah.
She was killed by a jealous jinx.
Sure. Why not?
With her witchcraft.
That seems to work for me.
Yep. There we go. And I was like, dude, I was like totally enjoying that moment. And she was like, remember me, bitch? And I was like, oh, yeah.
And Ahab.
And then Jim said, this is the world of Jim.
Yeah. As the walls just keep melting. Oh, God. People start beating themselves over the head with rocks.
Jim says, I could have made this world normal, but this is much more fun.
Yes. It would be more fun. And Ahab had 70 sons. And Ahab had 70 sons in Samaria. And Jehu wrote letters to all of them, and sent to Samaria unto the rulers of Jezreel, to the elders, that upon them the children of Abraham, who said Jim was not but a joke, and the Jim cameth over, seeing their master's sons Are you those who said that I am a joke? And he began raping the corpses of their fallen allies. They said, Yes, unto thee, Jim, thou art a joke. And then Jim began raping their farmhands. For they said, Look, out there, best your master's meetest, that your master's sons sit unto him on his father's throne, and fight for your master's house. But then Jim began eating upon their live bodies, and feasting, and shooting their flesh out of his rancid anal cavity. And they said, How shalt we stand? And he was over the house. And that was when Jim was over the city. The elders also, the bringers of the children, sent to the Jim, saying, We are thy servants, and we shall do what thou bid of us. We will not make any king. Do thou which is good in thine eyes. So the Jim urinated in their faces.
Wait, so while you were eating them, they were talking and asking you for advice?
Yeah.
What? What?
Well, they called me a
What?
joke, so they didn't. So after I started eating them, they stopped calling me a joke and sought my advice in order to appease me.
Oh my head. I'm not even gonna pretend as I can't.
The logical flow is just broken down. There's nothing rational here. There's just a huge pit of rape and semen and vaginal slime and death and cannibalism and all the things which make life good.
Yeah, my brain, my poor brain. We need you to design a PTR logo because we are going to make T-shirts. So nothing too evil, like nothing, but something just really cool looking.
Okay, I can't draw, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you could. Well, it's either you or Anarchist, so.
Yeah.
My brain. Oh, look what I found. It's like a little mini USB cord, like a really tiny one. Hello,
Yeah,
tiny USB cord.
It's like a baby USB port.
It's like a baby iPod port. That's what it looks like. Fuck,
Oh,
my
God.
brain. No. People are gonna be watching this going,
What the fuck happened? They started off with a little bit of cohesion, and they fucked off a bit. Then it just completely descended into.
We started off with some interesting points and shit.
And
And
it just collapsed like it always does.
now we're. Well, I don't know where we are. Well, I know where I am. I'm in a trailer park.
Then the Elliot wrote a letter to the second time to them, saying, If ye be mine, and if ye will hearken unto my voice, take ye the heads of thy men to your masters, thy sons, and their decapitations shall make Jezreel unto by tomorrow at this time. Now the king's sons, being 70 persons, were with great men in the city, which brought them up. And it came to pass, when the letter came to them, that they took the king's sons, and slew 70 persons, and put their heads into baskets, and sent them to the Jim. And the Jim was pleased, and patted Eliot on the head, as he was a dog, saying unto him, They have brought me the heads of the king's sons. And Eliot said unto him, Let ye them into heaps, and entering unto the gate until morning. And Jim said, Your sentence makes no sense.
And I also said, by the way, Jim, I'm not a dog, you dick. And Jim said, "Yes, you are, bitch."
And then came the goats.
And then came the. And then came
The
the.
holy war
Oh.
between goats and horses.
And then jealous Jinx killing the king's daughter, who I had sex with.
And it came to pass in the morning he went out and stood and said to all the people, Ye be righteous. Behold, I conspired against my masturbation and slew him. But who slew all these? Know now that where shall fall onto the earth nothing of the word of the Jim, which the Jim had spoke concerning the house of the Jim. For the Jim hath done that which he spoke to his servant, the Elliot. So the Elliot slew all that remained of the house of Ahab in Jezreel.
Yes, I did.
and
I
all his
said,
great and all his great men and his kinsfolk and his priests, until not them none remaining. And the Elliot arose and departed, and he came upon Samaria.
and I said, "How do you like me now?"
Sure, why not? Mm,
You're laughing so hard, your brain just died.
my brain juice fell out of my nose.
Ugh. I
And
have no brain now.
And Jehu met with the brethren of the Elliot, king of the Elliot, and he said, Who are ye? And they answered with swords in the air, and decapitated him, and dismembered his body, and sent the tiny little itty bitty pieces to the four corners of the world. And thus
Yeah.
spoketh the Jim, I shall cast their remains onto the wind. For thy are the children of thy queen, and didst you go down to salute the children of the king, who are also children of the queen. Uzziah, the king of Judah, said unto thee, Who are ye? And the Jim said unto them, Take them alive. And they took them alive, and slew them at the pit of the shearing house. Even 42 men, neither left he any of them. And the Jim said upon them, Depart thence. He enlightened the Jehobahab, son of the
From
Rechab,
Jehovah.
coming to meet him, and he saluted them, and said unto them, Is thine heart right? And he impaled their hearts each with his penis. And Jehovahab answered, It is.
Yes. And then Jehovah had said, "Dude, that was like overkill, bro."
And the Elliot said, Come with me and see my zeal for the Jim. So they made him ride his chariot. But he was blind and driving it chaotically everywhere, and this pleased the Jim. And when he finally made it to Samaria, as the blind man was leading everyone, the Elliot slew all that remained unto Ahab in Samaria until they had destroyed Ahab and everything upon him, according to the saying of the Jim, which he spake unto the Elliot.
All right. Well, I'm apparently evil.
Apparently, you just fucking followed my advice and killed everyone, even though you couldn't make out a damn word I was saying because it just chained together. And Ahab is dead.
And I am awesome. And I have followers, apparently.
Yeah, they followed you apparently. Yeah, even though you were blind and just somehow made it to where you were supposed to go.
I don't know how I did it, but I did it. Well, I would have had a driver, but she was still pissed at me about the whole, affair
Yeah.
thing. She wouldn't fucking drive me. How rude, huh?
Mhm. Now therefore call unto me all the prophets of Jim's balls, and all of their servants, and all of their priests. Let none be wanting, for I have a great sacrifice to do unto the Jim's balls. Whosoever shall be waiting shall not live, as Jim teabagged them in subtlety to the intent that he might destroy the worshippers of his balls.
I'm not even going to pretend to. What? What?
Apparently,
I don't get it.
Apparently, I teabagged the worshippers of my balls and then killed them. For that, I didn't want them worshiping my balls.
My brain hurts. This is even worse than Time Cube.
And watch, I'll probably do this again and accidentally read the same part and do it completely differently.
Yes, I know. This is even worse than Time Cube, seriously. Because at least you didn't write Time Cube.
Well, I didn't necessarily write this. I'm just interjecting words and phrases here and there.
That's pretty much writing it. It was written and you're modifying it. The new Bible, edited by Jim.
This is a composite work. And Jehu said, proclaim a solemnly assembly for Jim's balls. And they proclaimed it. And Jehu sent through all of Israel, who was being bombed at the time by Hamas. And all the worshippers of Jim's balls came, so that there was not a man left that did not came, for they had masturbated until they came. And they came into the house of Jim's balls. And the house of Jim's balls was full from one end to another with the semen of others. And the Jim said unto them over the vestry, bring forth the vestments for all to worship Jim's balls. And they brought forth the vestments. And Jehu went unto Jehobahab, son of Rechab, son of the Jim's balls, and said unto the worshippers of Jim's balls, search and look that there be none here but the worshippers of Jim's balls, and servants of the Jim, but the worshippers of the Jim's balls only. And when they went in to offer their sacrifices and burnt offerings, the Jim appointed the 80 men without, and said, if any of them whom I have brought into your hands escape, that he letteth him go, his life shall be the life for him. And it came to pass, as soon as the Jim had made an end of an offering of the burnt offering, that they were all slaughtered. For Jim's ball sweat is the most corrosive substance on the planet. And as he teabagged each of them, their brains melted into a cesspool of the city of the house of Jim's balls.
What? What? What?
I can't even put it together myself.
Oh, no, my brain. Elliot Lindemood found dead, brain exploded.
And they brought forth images out of the house of Jim's balls and burned them. And they took down the image of Jim's balls and break it upon to the house of Jim's balls and made a drought hose onto that day. For Jehu had destroyed Jim's balls, and Jim was displeased, for this had hurt him greatly. And he said, I had only wanted to nullify the worshippers of my balls, and that who were not worshipping unto me. Thus saith the Jim. And howbeit the sons of
that hurt him.
What?
I bet that hurt him. He's now a eunuch. Or not a eunuch, yeah.
Yeah, eunuch.
Yeah, whatever.
Neutered spade.
He's been, no, spades girls.
Yeah, I know. Howbeit from the sins of the Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who made sin into the sin of Jim's balls. And Jehu departed after them, to wit, the golden calves that were in Jim's balls in Bethel, and that were in Dan. And then Jim said unto Jehu, Because thou hast done well in executing that which is right in mine eyes, and hast thou done unto the house of Ahab according to all that was in mine heart, yet thou hast destroyed my testicular homicide conveyance vehicle. Unto the children of the generation shall sit onto the throne of Jim's balls. But Jehu took no heed to walk in the law of the Jim with all.
So why aren't you why aren't you a member of Guar yet?
I don't know. We tried to form a band like Guar before we even knew what Guar did. Then we refined it after we found out what Guar did.
Apparently, you played drums for Guar in 1989 when you were 13.
Yes, and too young to remember it, unfortunately.
Well, no, it's funny because I was looking up, the Guar's biography, and they're like, yes, Jim Thompson played drums briefly in 1989. I was like, I didn't know that. You're a bit young for that, Mark, weren't you?
Yes. From Jordan eastward, all the land of Gilead, and the Gadites, and the Hittites, and the Reubenites, who ate Reubens, and the Manassites, for they were Manasses, from Aurora to the Anon, even in the Gilead, and the Bashan, the Jeru, and the Israelite, in the Sumeria, has 28 years, and they buried him in Samaria. And Jehoshaphat, his son, had reigned in his stead. And this had pissed off the Jim. For the Gadites and the Reubenites and the Manassites from Aor over the river Anon, and the Gilead and the Bashan and the Israelites in Sumeria, the Jim had farted and wiped them all out. And the Lord of the Jim, and the God of the Jim, who is the Jim, who said, You hath all sinned in the river Anon.
Oh, fuck. My brain.
I can't even picture the fucking geographical reason behind all this.
I'm going to Europe. I'm going to Scandinavia. This isn't happening over there.
Not yet.
You go to England. I say, I hear there's this chap named Jim who's destroying everything.
And I send you out to be my herald.
It's like North Korea, only less fun.
I think this is more fun than North Korea.
I mean, for us, but for the average citizen.
Yes. For everyone's dead and gets resurrected.
Yeah, for the average citizen, they're like, I'm going to the land of freedom, North Korea. They go in, they're like repressed, and they're like, this is much better. Because at least then I don't have to worship goats or whatever.
And Eliot was with her in the house of the Jim 6 years, and Attila did reign over the land. And the 7th year Jehoiada sent and fetched rulers over the hundreds, with the captains of the guard, and brought them over to the Eliot in the house of the Jim, and made a covenant with them, and took an oath of them in the house of the Jim, and showed them the king's son, who was there, lying commanded, saying, This is the thing we shall all do unto thee. A third part of you that enter into the Sabbath shalt be even keepers of the watch over the Eliot's house, which was inside the house of the Jim. And it was then, inside the house of the Jim, that 6 years came and passed, and Jehoshaphat, the daughter of the king of Joram, sister of Uzziah, took Joash, the son of Ahaziah, and stole from him, from among the Eliot's sons, which were slain, and they hid him, even in his nurse, in the bedchamber of Attila, so that he should be slain by the Eliot, as he rained heavy knives down upon them. And the Jim said unto Attila, the mother of Azaiah, who saw her son that was dead, that she arose and destroyed all that was sent to be royal. And this pleased the Jim. And Jim had revived her son, who was dead.
And then Elliot left her and went with Jinx for 500 years.
And a third part shall be the gate of Sur, which is the Jim. And a third part of the gate be
This
the
is
guard. Shall be he to keep the house out of the house, down broken down inside the house. And two parts of you shall be sent forth, guarding the Sabbath.
And she said, Sabbath, they stole my act. They suck.
Even they shall keep watch over the house of the Jim, which is the king of the Jim, that is the Jim. And ye shall compass about the Jim, round about, every man with his weapon in his hand, that cometh within ranges, and let all be slain within the machination of the Jim. And be ye with the king of the Jim, as he goeth about and cometh upon all that hath been slain. And so it came to pass, and the captains over the hundreds did according to all these things that the Jim had commanded, and his priests had commanded. And they took every man and his men that were to come in on the Sabbath, that they would be killed on the Sabbath, and that they should go out on the Sabbath, and came to Jehoshaphat the priest.
Yes, that's what happened.
It works better if you just nod and agree.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was busy thinking about what I would do. And after I left Attila, who apparently is now a girl.
Yeah, we don't know what the fuck's going on here. And Attila heard the noise of the guard and of the people, and she came.
And Elliot said, I'm sorry, Attila. I'm through with you. I met someone else.
Into the temple of the Jim, her severed head was laid. So saith the Jim, molesting her nostrils with his rectal orifice open wide. And he blew the trumpets with his rectal orifice, and Attila rent her clothes and cried, Treason, bloody treason. And she looked, and behold, the Jim stood beside a pillar, as the manner was, and the princess and the trumpets by the king. But Jehobadiah the priest commanded the captains of the hundreds, the officers of the Jim, and said unto them, Have her forth without the ranges, and him that followeth her kill with the sword. For the priest had said, Let her not be slain unto the house of the Jim. But the Jim said, Fuck that shit. And he laid his hands on her, and she went way by which the way the horses came, and then the goats, and they had trampled her in the Jim's house, and there she was slain.
And then Elliot said to the princess, Hey, babe, you look kind of sexy. Okay, I have the Guar story for you about uh, BDF. Because I heard an interview with Dave Brocky, so I have the complete story for you.
Okay.
So, Guar was on a label called Metal Blade Records, which is known in the underground and I guess now kind of the mainstream metal scene. Uh, Metal Blade.
Hello?
Metal an extreme. Like Earache was with CBS Records and had some moderately good sales with Entombed's Wolverine Blues and Carcass's Hard Work. Napalm Death screwed that one up by being Napalm Death and being awesome and saying, no, we're not going to sell out. So this was, when death metal kind of became main. I know Guar's not death metal, but you know what I mean. It's when metal kind of became mainstream. So in the 90s, Metal Blade was in talks with Warner Brothers. Now it's weird that Warner would okay Cannibal Corpse, but when they heard BDF, they're like, okay, look, we can't have this song on there. And Guar talked it over, and they went to Brian Slagle, the owner of Metal Blade, and said, look, we're standing by the song. We're not taking off the album. And Slagle said, yeah, we're not this thing anyway, so go ahead, guys. So basically it was Metal Blade didn't really want to work with Warner anymore, so they didn't, pressure them. But I know the song was left off the track listing of This Toilet Earth for a while.
Yeah, and they still deny that it even exists, even though it does. As part of an inside joke.
I know Sly Manchester said it was probably the song she kind of regrets a little bit. Guar said Dave said the one thing that he said was maybe a little bit over, which I think is awesome, was remember that Virginia Tech shooting?
Yeah, vaguely.
I guess like a month after that, they had like the guy dressed as the guy who did it, come out firing his gun and like a slave. He's going for the record. And they had like a list of they had like a I guess like a score list. He's going for the record. I love that.
That's fucking great.
Yes, it is. Wow, we've been doing this for 3 hours now.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's been fun.
I'll stop whenever you have to get going.
I was thinking about taking a piss and getting something to drink, so probably going to be going shortly here.
All right.
Dawn of the Dead, Black Friday.
I suggest you go take your piss and get something to drink then.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I will fill time.
Okay.
I will fill time. I will. I will do that just in case you're just clicked on the YouTube video randomly, going, "What the hell is this?" This is Political Trendy Radio, episode 44, as it says on the title of the. You should kind of know that. I mean, really, how stupid do you have to be not to read the title? But nothing surprises me anymore about people's intelligence and stupidity. In my opinion, it's well, it is what it is. There's a freeway right there. It's a very busy freeway. It's cold because it's November, and I'm in a very thin-walled trailer. Did I mention it's cold? I hate it. I really wish I was back home, where then I could get something good to eat and drink. Unfortunately, I am not home. I am in the trailer because they wanted to see family, and I went along. I didn't have to. I went along because I thought I was gonna get good food. I did get good food, but at the same time, I kind of wish I was back home because I like my bed, and I don't really like this trailer very much. It's good for like weekends, but I got 2 more days in this thing, so without killing anyone, I am not sure. I'm just not sure. But that's me. Enough about my yammerings about things and stuff. You can email me at ellinthemood@gmail.com. You can Twitter me at ptradio666, or you can go to anakaakaza.wix.com and click on whatever it is you need to click on. Subscribe to my newsletter and subscribe to me on YouTube because I'm a whore and I crave validation, because without it I'll cry myself to sleep. So, justify my existence, people, by subscribing to me, because, I am just a lost, lonely human being who needs validation in order to not jump off a cliff.
Or you could void everything's validation by denying its existence. So say
that is That doesn't even make sense. What? That doesn't even smoke up. You actually smoke out, or you actually smoke inside. We don't actually smoke inside.
Yeah, we smoke inside.
My grandparents did that. Walk into the house and you're like, whoa!
Yeah, I gotta probably crack a window, get some air in. Even though it's cold out.
How cold is it out there?
It's not that cold.
It's cold out here. My feet are freezing. I could put on shoes, but I'd rather just complain about it.
Yes, complain.
Yes, complain to the gym. And the gym will not care. The gym will say, why are you complaining about it? Oh, my finger cracked. That was painful.
Apparently, you should be thankful that you have more than you deserve.
But I deserve more than I have. So saith me. I
And thus
deserve a
speaketh the
hovercraft.
gem.
I deserve a hovercraft and a goat.
Yes, you do.
And a lifetime supply of wintergreen lifesavers.
That's negotiable. For what is a life to an immortal?
Yes, but you're not immortal. You just will die and then come back about 6 months later in another body. But you're not really immortal because you will die for about 6 months.
In the 7th year of Jehu, hashish began to reign, and for 40 years everyone was stoned. And his mother's name was Zebadah of Beersheba, and there was much beer to be had by all. And Jehoash did that which was right in the sight of the gym, and all his days wherein Jehoah the priest instructed him. But in the high places were not taken away, for the people still sacrificed and burnt offerings in high places unto the gym. And Jehoash said unto the priests, all of the money dedicated to the things that is brought into the house of the gym, even the money of everyone that passeth the account, the money that every man is set at, and all the money that cometh in to the man's heart into the house of the gym, let the priests take it to them, every man in his acquaintance, and let them repair the breaches of their houses, whosoever shall have a breach in their house to be found. But it was so that there, in the 20th year of King Jehoash, the priests of the gym had not repaired the breaches of the houses, and this had displeased the gym, for they were supposed to not do this so that people would not go homeless, for this had pissed Jim off. And Jehoash had called the Jehoah priests, and the other priests, and even more priests, and said unto them, why repair ye not the breaches of the houses? Now therefore receive no more money of your acquaintance, but deliver your severed skulls unto the house of the gym. And so it came to pass, the priests took up their swords and cleaved their skulls clear off.
Yes. Sorry, I was posting one of Eric's pictures on PTR chat, but I was also listening.
Yes, I know. I heard the bing. I was wondering what the fuck that was.
Now you know.
I hate friendly sounds. I'd rather hear beep.
Hey, jackass.
Beep.
Beep. Oh, my throat. And I'll post the other one just for good measure.
But the priests had taken a hold of their hearts through their own chests, and bored a hole into the lid of their hearts, and set it beside unto the altar on the right side, so that the gym may cometh into the house of the gym. And the priests kept their corpses, and put their money where it was brought to them in the house of the gym, so the gym may use the money as he see fit. But the Jim did not care about the money and decided to feast upon the corpses. And so it was when they saw that there was much money in the chest of the house of the hearts of the king's scribe, that they came upon them and put it in bags and told the money that it was money found in the house of the Jim.
Yes. Noah said he'll be there in a minute. It's been an hour, so I don't think he'll be here.
Who?
That Noah kid that you get like yelling at. Oh, dude. So Mason was on my show on Monday.
Okay.
He was an idiot.
As always, but continue.
Not just saying like racist things in front of my girlfriend. That was whatever. But then he started talking. He loves interrupting people. You know what? Just listen to episode 43. I don't think he'll be back on PTR anytime soon. We kind of put him in his place.
Oh, God. What kind of racist shit was he saying?
He used to call his black cats like racist names. I mean, she didn't care. She was cool, but it was just like, dude, really? There's a. I don't say things unless I know that someone's cool with it because I don't want to get a shitstorm. I'm like, dude, there's a time and a place for it.
See, I'll say things, but usually I just say what the hell comes to mind and not just try to focus on, trying to offend.
See, I'm trying to be a member of kind of not really polite society, but I will wait and judge and see if someone is willing to take it because let's face it, people bitching at you it's funny, but then it gets kind of boring when like 12 people in a row are doing it. So I kind of wait and see, okay, can they take it raw? And I may test the waters just a little bit, and if they can, but just saying it randomly, I'm just like, okay, really? But she is cool. She took it, and she's cool. She wanted to be on this show, but
I usually try to fucking that's what I do with jobs and shit because I gotta watch my mouth and almost get fired.
Yeah, I mean, oh, you're selling out. It's like, no, that's just kind of polite society. That's just kind of being human. It's kind of annoying people bitching at you. It's funny, but
knowing when you could talk about worshiping the Jim's balls, and knowing when not to talk about it.
Yes, that is what you should do, or not. But yeah, she was cool. Yeah, but yeah, she was cool on the show. She wanted to come on today, but I think she was busy sleeping. I wanted to see her and you talk. Oh fuck!
Maybe interesting. I mean, it all depends upon factors. I mean, the only reason I got on this fucking Bible reading kick was someone's reading it improperly.
Yeah, that was the dick. Who's, like I said, he's at least a little more. I don't know. I can stand him nowadays. I mean, for some reason, when he first came on the show, I was just like, I don't know why. I can't stand you.
I don't know why, because he was being pathetic. And he was attempting to troll, and he sucked at it. Now he's starting to refine a little bit. Not enough to the point where it's actually entertaining, but,
But Anarcha let him on PTR chat, and I was just like, oh, buddy, you don't know what you're in for. I let Eric on because I figure he's been on this thing since the first episode. Plus, Jim can, scare him.
Yes, for I scare everyone.
I have some tinfoil. I'm making a tinfoil hat.
Good. Go for it.
Look at me. That sound? That's tinfoil.
And to the masons, hewers of stone, and to bury their timber hewed in stone, to repair the breaches of the homeless. Thus spaketh the Jim, and for all that was laid out for the house to repair it. For in the bowels of the Jim there was silver and snuffer and basins and
tinfoil hats, really annoying.
Yes, they are.
Because I have long hair, so.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm just gonna let the government tap into my thoughts because that's really annoying. I tried it at
Yes.
least. Well, you've actually done this.
Yeah, back when I was
I didn't mean to
cool.
interrupt.
What the fuck is this about me leaving the group chat and joining the group chat?
I don't know. I don't really
Okay,
care.
I see what it is. It's another link.
The aliens can't get into my brain. It's not really big enough, but I'm not doing that. It looks stupid. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're still here.
Yeah, I'm still
I
here
don't really
somehow.
get joining the group chat. I'm still here. I am cold as shit.
Mm,
I am cold. Do you care that I am cold?
no, not really, because you can always put a blanket on or something.
I have a blanket on already. I always have a blanket on because that's what I do to deaden the sound. I put a blanket over my head. Dumb shit.
That is good.
Let's yell at each other.
Autoeroticons.
So, what do you put in your coffee?
Sugar. Lots of it.
How many?
I don't know, about 2 scoops of, and they're big scoops, and it's a big cup of coffee.
We just have Splenda. It's whatever.
Yeah.
I usually put 3 Splendas in it. But yes, I like regular sugar better.
Yeah, it's regular sugar is the shit.
Do you put milk in it at all?
Not usually. If I do, then it's usually like some sort of weird flavor,
Yeah.
like caramel or fucking Irish cream or something.
I love vanilla.
Vanilla's good.
I'm straightening out this piece of tinfoil because I can, bitch. I have the power. Uh, yeah, I do weird things with my hands if I'm ever nervous. I usually rip up pieces of paper.
And what is making you nervous?
I like if I'm ever talking to someone and I don't know what to say or I've never talked to them before and I get all shy. For some reason, I find myself ripping up pieces of paper with my hands. It's weird, huh?
Not really. Apparently, Head is starting at $9.99.
Please tell me you mean Head, the guitarist from Korn. He's actually selling his ass.
Or it could be a blowjob. I don't know. It just says Head starting at $9.99.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I was hoping it was the very Christian guitarist from Korn reduced to selling his ass on the street.
Do 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 do.
I was gonna make a point and I forgot what I was gonna say.
So I erased your brain.
Oh, you erased my brain. My point. Okay. Look. What were we talking about before I asked about? Oh, yeah, so Bailey's and coffee. You can get drunk and caffeinated.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Mm.
Uh-huh.
I used to mix that with fucking the Irish cream energy drink.
I've never had that.
It keeps you wired and you get drunk. It's good.
Wired and drunk. My friend used to mix caffeine pills with speed.
Oh, yes, we did that when we were kids.
And he used to then drink. You know how they say like don't mix with caffeine or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then he would drink a 7-Eleven coffee, so his heart was going like 100 miles an hour.
And was his mouth going?
Yeah, and he used to call it after the show home movies. He used to call it Black Hole Brew because that's what the beer was calling him. Oh, I forgot to tell you. So I know you're not really into the show Duckman like I am. As it's my favorite show on television ever. And if you don't like it, I will crucify you with fish. I will sharpen fish into nails and crucify you with fish onto a cross made out of fish. They actually poked fun at politically correct like feminism and sexism in 1995.
Yeah, we've been doing that for ages, but you know.
No, but I thought it was a really good attack. I'll show you the episode when we get off here.
Okay.
It's called Forbidden Fruit, and basically, I mean, I might as well tell you a little bit about it just to give you a taste of what it is. You know, Duckman was a misanthropic, sexually deviant duck,
Yeah,
but
I saw the show a couple times.
he gets ostracized for something stupid and everything. Like he was taking this quiz. When should you ask someone? When should you kiss a girl? And Duckman says, when her husband's not looking, and he says, and then the official answers, no. Once you get approved from a society approved country's notary republic or whatever,
Yeah, you gotta be
it's
notarized.
totally making fun of organization and basically overly sensitive like sexual harassment case and things like that. I thought it was
Yeah.
really good.
Mm.
I thought it was really good, and like we have to change the 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 saying mailman to person, and someone was being sued for sexual harassment. A sewer worker was being sued for sexual harassment for referring to his manhole.
Oh, lovely.
I thought it was funny and made some shots that no one paid attention to, and that's why we live in this culture that we do.
Yeah,
Duckman was pretty damn liberal. Duckman took shots at Republicans all the time, but they weren't afraid to take shots at
the pussies. Yeah.
yeah. So that's why I like the show. And plus, the guy Duckman seemed like a. I was watching him. Okay, I was watching his rant, and a thought struck me. Would you like to know what the thought was?
What?
This is me. This is me in duck form. He he's me. That was a scary thought because I'm just like, this reminds me of a rant I did. A few more profanities, maybe, but it was like, he's me. So that's why I like it. So I'll show you the episode. You can watch it if you want to, or don't. I don't really care.
I
I just
probably
think you'll
will,
like it.
just because I like things that are like that.
And then watch the Cannibal Corpse. Oh, I guess Cannibal Corpse they have a book out, a biography of the band called Bible of Butchery.
Mm,
I'm
sounds
going to
delicious.
I'm going to read it.
Good. Apparently, the Bank of Canada is urging Star Trek fans to stop spocking their fives. Apparently, their $5 bills have a semblance to Richard Nimoy. So, what they're doing
Leonard
is
Nimoy.
shading it in. Huh? Yeah,
Richard Nimoy.
Leonard Nimoy.
Okay.
And, they're shading it in so he looks like Spock from Star Trek.
Okay.
And apparently, this is making them question whether the bills are real or not.
I've only seen one Star Trek movie, actually.
If it was the first one, then I gotta laugh at you.
Why?
Because the first one is all about the visuals, and
It was the one where they went home, when they went back to like the 20th century.
oh yeah, that was funny as hell. You have to get really drunk for it to really appreciate it in its purest
Well, yeah,
form.
but like everyone's roles were different for some weird reason. I don't
What do you
remember.
mean?
I saw it in like second grade, so
Okay.
I don't remember. I just remember thinking, it's okay.
Yeah, it was funny, but you gotta be really drunk. And I'm
Well,
trying to
then,
remember how much of it was sight based and how much of it was dialogue based that made it funny. Because I had a
well,
lot of dialogue shit.
it was a descriptive video, which
Oh, okay.
I both liked and found annoying because they would talk during the dialogue parts. I'm like, thank you for telling me what's going on, but at the same time, shut up because I can't hear the dialogue.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, descriptive video is really cool for people who are blind, because it describes it. But like I said, at the same time, if they were to stop the video or just wait till the dialogue is done, that would be great. But they didn't.
And that's one of the great failings of Western society.
Also, the Western was a great feeling of Western society. Ha! I never liked Westerns. My mom does because she's a John Wayne fan. I always thought John Wayne Gacy was the better John Wayne.
Apparently, Stepmom's son has followed me on fucking Tumblr, and they're promoting
My
male
dad subscribed
incest.
to me. My dad's YouTube
Your dad, what?
subscribed to me on YouTube.
Oh, lovely. This must be a very
No,
interesting conversation for him.
I don't really want to have that conversation. Actually, I'd really rather not. You know what? You can have the conversation in my place, okay? I'll just be like, yeah, I'm gonna throw my voice just so it's gonna be it's a little deeper. I have a cold. Son, what's the meaning of this? Don't rape. Or
Yes, something along those lines.
your mom or your stepmom's son. I'm sorry, the Bible thing screwed my brain up. I can't think anymore.
Thus saith
I
the Jim.
I like ice cream. I
With the
lost it.
people
I lost it with the Jinx vagina midget thing.
Yeah, because you have to picture that. Just an army crawling out.
I did, and then I dumped Attila for her, and we ruled the world. But we were still, I mean, we still listened to you, but we ruled the world. But you know
And
what I'm
then
trying to say.
people worship my balls, and then they killed my balls. Then my
And
ball
then
sack killed them.
and then and then I killed Eric.
Yeah, well, sure, why not? We'll throw that in there somewhere.
And Erica was mutilated by midget drag queens dressed like Lady Gaga.
Ouch. Okay, fine, we'll do that. Just because that even hurt
How
my
is this
head trying to
possible?
picture it.
And then we reigned for 500 years. And you said, I like ice cream. And I said, what's your favorite flavor?
I said peanut butter cookie dough with chocolate chip cookie dough.
And I said, I like vanilla and strawberry, but that also sounds good. Although peanut butter shake is disgusting. I've had a peanut butter shake before.
I haven't. I mean, unless you. Blizzards are kind of a different entity. They're kind of like a shake, but they're not.
You know what I've always fuck my brain. You know what I've always wanted to try? Uh, Peppermint milkshake. I don't know why that sounds good. I think it sounds good.
It's okay. Yeah, you'll probably like that.
Oh, you tried it?
Peppermint milkshake. Yeah.
What haven't you tried?
A lot of things, actually. I just can't think of them at the moment.
Have you tried acid and cyanide coffee?
No,
Would you like to?
no, not right
Oh.
now.
Because I made some. I was just making sure, you know. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. Also, we got to do the D&D thing someday because we keep putting that off.
Yeah, we got to do that. I probably, I don't know, maybe either tonight or tomorrow. You're unavailable because I know where you're at. We can wait till next week.
I could probably do it tonight. Whenever you're
Okay.
ready.
Yeah.
We could still talk. We could.
What was
We
that?
could still talk and shit. We could still talk and shit, but I'm just gonna end the stream because we're not really talking about anything. But you don't have to go or anything. You know.
Yeah, well, I gotta go get myself some energy drinks myself because I'm fading, and I should not be because I woke up late. This should be like early for me,
All
but I'm
right,
realizing I need
so
caffeine.
let's plan this tonight.
Mm,
So, okay, I'll stop the stream right now.
Okay,
You'll go get energy drinks, and then what?
and
How
then
how long will that take?
I'd give it about an hour, hour and a half,
Okay,
just to be safe because it's a bit of a drive. But once I get there, it'll all be cool, and I should be
okay,
okay. All right,
okay,
I'll
and then we'll
catch you.
do that.
Yeah, we'll do that, and I'll get my shit up, which won't take long.
Okay, sweet. They'll stay at the gym.
Let's say at the gym. Have fun.
I won't. And that has been Political Trendy Radio episode 44 for the 27th of November, 2015. I'm surprised we got the show done. I'm happy. You can email me at ellinthemood@gmail.com. Facebook is facebook.com/political trendy radio. Twitter is at ptradio6. Email is ellinthemood@gmail.com. My brain does not work well. You know that. For Eric, for Eric Chavez, Dick Friesen, Jim Thompson, I'm Ellie Lindemood. Good so long, goodbye, and thus saith the Jim. For all of you who have brain damage from this, thank you. Bye bye.